Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going
How y'all doing?
on? What's going on?
It's Jalen and Zell, and we're back.
We back. We live, baby.
All right. So we got a full show today, plenty to talk about. So just to get off the top, there are a few of the things that we're going to hit on today, and let us know you're in the chat and everything. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about some of these trades in the NBA.
Some randomness going on.
We're going to talk about, so we do some gaming stuff. We're going to hit on the Nintendo Direct that happened recently. We're going to hit on the Steam Machine delay. We're going to hit on the drama around the Odyssey movie, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. We're going to, Denzel's catching up a little bit on
Catch up on my anime.
Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia.
So he's going to touch on where he's at. Because he did you finish the Meta-Human Liberation arc?
So how long is that arc?
You would know if it was over.
Okay, well, I assume this one's going to carry out to the rest of the show because I finished the season. I'm gonna see.
Well, then you know the arc. So there was a fight at the end.
Oh,
it just wasn't Hero's fight, and it was somebody else's fight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right, yes, we're going to talk. We'll get your thoughts on that arc.
What the heck? I was like, for real?
All right, so you're good. We're going to talk about your reaction to that arc. We're going to do.
I think so. I don't know. I'll tell you where I'm at.
Okay, we're going to discuss. I'll go back to the list so I can see where we're at. Okay. We're going to discuss that. We're going to do a one guy to go about Will Smith versus Jamie Foxx. So if you got opinions on that, stay tuned for that. We're going to touch on an underrated classic. I'm not going to tell you what yet. And then I may have time to do a rant or a theory at the end.
Got a couple rants up here.
I got a couple options, but I think I want to touch on why the Star Wars sequels will never be beloved like the prequels. So I think I'm
curious to hear it. I'm sure I won't disagree with you, but I am curious to hear it.
We're going to touch on that. So anyway, let's go back to the top. So first off, Super Bowl.
Okay.
Which Super Bowl is this?
It's Super Bowl 60.
All right. So I tune into football when it's Super Bowl. I enjoy the spirit of the Super Bowl. I enjoy the party aspect, make the food and all that, watch the game. I used to enjoy the commercials. It was commercials used to happen only in the Super Bowl, the major Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Then it was, for a while, everything got released before Super Bowl started, so it didn't matter. Right. And now I don't even know if people do Super Bowl commercials anymore. It feels like
they
it's not even a thing.
Do.
They
but
do.
No,
Okay.
You want to know what's crazy with what they do now? What? They do teasers for the Super Bowl commercial.
Yes. Okay.
I saw that. It was like, I don't remember which company it was now. It probably one of the insurance companies. Because it's crazy that insurance companies have some of the best commercials.
Who were the goats of old school commercials? It's Super Bowl. You had the What's Up commercials.
Oh, wow. Probably that right there. I think you can stop.
Well, I'm saying, but like the people who just like always came with
good.
something. Budweiser would always come with something.
Yeah. You always, for the emotional heartstring, was always the Clydesdale.
Yeah, that was Budweiser.
Oh,
I think that was Budweiser. The Clydesdale.
I guess it was. You're right. Yeah, I don't know beer like that. You probably also Geico always has something.
Yes, that's exactly right. So there was that weird era in the early 2000s where the GoDaddy commercials were happening, and they were always like supposed to be very suggestive, like go online.
But they were leaning into it.
But it was they're selling domain names, so it was weird. It was I didn't understand, and of course, whatever you saw online wasn't any racier than what you saw on
the whole point was like they were using like the whole sex sales thing.
Yeah,
but I think they were just leaning into it as like a joke. Yeah. But then it became actually what they were doing.
But that was the whole thing, like GoDaddy. Then I think Doritos came in a little later, but Doritos was always doing good ads.
Doritos is definitely probably Pepsi.
Pepsi always had something. Pepsi or Coca-Cola would have something.
I mean, Pepsi. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, Pepsi got some goes back.
The greatest commercial of all time is the Polar Bears Coca-Cola at Christmas time. That feels like Christmas.
I would agree with that. But you want to know something that's sad? When they did the latest one was like AI generated.
Oh, they did a new one. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it was during Christmas time. You had them play. It was just like
just play the old one.
It was like, dang. I was like, y'all really went AI with this.
Yeah, all they got to do is just replay the old one.
Yeah, I know.
But no, there was a couple people who did. I think McDonald's recently did like an all AI commercial.
McDonald's did? No, come on.
Was it McDonald's? It was somebody major, and it said at the bottom like, "This is
because they have to say, which is weird. This look like we're kind of stuttery. I don't know. It might be fine. It might just be my iPad.
Let me see. I got my stuff up. So we'll
but yeah. So you are right. I am curious to see what Super Bowl commercials we're gonna have this year. Mm-hmm. I think that we're getting some draw frames here. I don't understand why it starts happening.
Yeah.
When I'm on my started. It should be fine. But okay. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's very interesting. It says excellent here. It's always weird.
We had to switch houses.
We switch houses, yeah, maybe.
Different
okay, so yeah, Michaela said it looks fine on her end. So maybe just when my computer is looking, and then this is just
so Super Bowl's happening. So all right, let's talk the teams. I mean, you got to fill me in. What's going on?
All right, so we have the Patriots versus the Seahawks.
So. What's going on with the Patriots? They have neither Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. So how did this happen? How did they get the Super Bowl?
It turns out, kids, that the Patriots are good again. I guess they decide. You know how some teams have like the whole once you end the legacy, you have a period of rebuild.
Yeah,
like years of trying to toil to get back. They just decided to skip all that.
Good for them.
And said, you know what? Well, they did have a few bad years, but if you compare it to other teams' bad, it wasn't that long. Like maybe 4 years of mediocrity, maybe because after Tom Brady left, they had a year of, was it Mac Jones? And then he had no, I didn't think it was Mac Jones yet. It was somebody. Then like Cam Newton was there for a bit, for like a year. Really? Yeah, it was super quick.
Is he still able to play? Because he's always complaining every time he don't get a job.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
And the thing is, Cam Newton is actually one of my. I feel like my list is so random. Yeah. I had one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. Okay. He's on my list of favorite quarterbacks of all time. I love me some Cam. I'm a Cam. Like in terms of him being a football player, I love me some Cam. But his last year was not looking that good.
Yeah.
So when he's all like, they called this person, they could have called me. I will grant it. Calling Phillip Rivers, Cam probably could have at least done that. But I will say it's not like Cam was cooking his last year.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Like I love Cam Newton, but he was not cooking his last year. And I'm a Cam supporter. I'm a Cam fan. He was not. His last year was not it.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. I just think he's too beat up. Like if you look at him, he's still like. I mean, Cam and me and Cam might be the same age. He might be a year older than me, if that. But he's not old. Obviously, it's old for football and sports. But he's still physically fit. Yeah. So he looks like good. But I just think he took a lot of beating over on his body because he was such an imposing force, like a running type quarterback who just bulldozed people. And that's what made Cam. That's what they call him, Superman, because he was Superman for a long time. So I think Cam's done. But yeah, how did we get on the Cam Newton rant? Oh yeah, because he was on the Patriots for like a season, and then you had one. Then they drafted the guy they have now, and it's only his second year with the team.
Oh, okay.
They had a whole different coach, and they were not doing good. Fired that coach after 1 year. This second year, new coach, who has been a coach before, Mike Vrabel, who also used to play for the Patriots.
Okay.
First year with the Patriots as a coach, and then Drake Mays, this quarterback now, second year, and they're in the Super Bowl. That man was in like MVP conversation, so it's crazy. And then you have on the other side a complete Cinderella story. The Seahawks being there is not that random because the Seahawks I feel like are always in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Because
the Seahawks have been in the Super Bowl against like a lot of the most popular teams. Like they were in the Super Bowl against the Patriots back in the Russell Westbrook. Lord,
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson era in the Legion of Boom. I know you remember that era.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was fun.
So you have that era of them being back-to-back Super Bowl and during competitions during that time. I think a couple years before that versus the Steelers, they had went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that the Seahawks are there, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of surprised at the Patriots. I just thought the Patriots would drop off the face of the earth.
Well, yeah, that's what I think everybody thought. But the quarterback for the Seahawks is Sam Darnold, who has been one of those quarterbacks who he was drafted very highly and did not have a lot of success early on. And he was one of those guys that a lot of people have written off and say he's not going to be able to do nothing. I think it's like year 7, maybe year 7 or 8 for him now. But he finally got put in a position to where he could actually do something. And he had a really good year last year with the Minnesota Vikings, but they didn't want to have to pay him. And they're like, one good year, this is probably a fluke. So they let that man go. Signs with the Seahawks, does it again, has another good year again, and now the people basically clowning the Vikings because the Vikings had a horrible year with their young quarterback. But yeah, so Cinderella story. If you the American dream right there, you have this whole like second chances. This man this is probably this man's 4th team or something like that. So he just been kind of getting passed around. People had given up on him, and it wasn't like he's been like a name. He got drafted by the Jets, and he got moved around as a backup, just kind of sitting, But he finally got an opportunity again, and he made the most of it.
Well, I think even before hearing all that, I think I would root for the Seahawks. I'm see if the Seahawks win.
I think for most people, yes, because for a long time the Patriots were probably most hated in the NFL for just being that good for so long and cheating scandals, but for being that good for that long, so people just hated them. Then everyone moved their hatred and vitriol to the Chiefs because the Chiefs became the new Patriots. Yeah. Then the Chiefs decided to fall off this year. Yeah. And guess who stepped right back in to take their place? The Patriots said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and take our throne back and be a top. So now everyone's like, I'm like, I don't think any football fan who's not a Patriots fan wants the Patriots to win. Maybe there's somebody, but most people are like, we can't believe
well, at least it's neither the Chiefs nor the Eagles this year.
I know, yeah. So it's different, but then it's basically just the same. Yeah, it's like the same type of matchup we've seen.
Yeah, I mean we've literally seen this matchup before. It's pretty interesting to have that happen just with completely different people.
Same teams, just different people. But yeah, so that's. So who do you think's going to win? You rooting for the Seahawks?
Yeah, I'm Seahawks.
I am rooting. I think I'm also going to root for the Seahawks. Nice for Sam Darnold, and it's fun to hate on the Patriots. But I actually do like the players over there. It's just fun to hate on the Patriots. Yeah. But I'm going to root for the Seahawks, and I'm going to guess the Seahawks will win. Super Bowl is always weird though. But other than that,
it's probably rigged. That's what they always say.
It's rigged. If the Patriots win, everyone's going to say it's rigged.
What year was it when the blackout happened?
The blackout? What you mean?
When the power went out for like a minute?
Bowl?
Yeah. Was that a Super Bowl?
I don't remember.
Am I wrong? Was that a playoff game? It was a major game. I thought it was Super Bowl where the power went out for a minute.
It sounds familiar.
And then like the tide shifted. Whoever was playing, the tide shifted, and then everyone said that was why. It was like it was rigged.
Oh, that does sound so familiar. Blackout. I can't remember what teams that were.
Super Bowl.
That
was Super Bowl 47.
Seahawks.
Ravens versus the 49ers.
Oh, 49ers. Oh,
Ravens
I remember
won.
that one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the one the Ravens. Okay, the Ravens won that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, look. Michaela said that was
the Ravens.
49ers.
Okay, yeah.
So she would know Ravens.
We're on 60 now?
Yeah, 60. That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Did I read that right? 47?
Yeah, that's probably right.
Good Lord, 2013. Good Lord, 10 years ago. Good Lord, time.
Well, you think about too. Like I remember the first time when I really first got into football was probably like. I think it was like Ben Roethlisberger's like rookie years or second year in the league.
We were probably 11 years old.
We were in middle school, I think, when that happened. So probably 2006, 7-ish.
That's crazy, man.
Like, but yeah, so
I'm not
before that, honestly. But
I'm calling myself old, but good Lord.
All right. Yeah, that's why we start to think about it.
All right, so that's what we got. What's going on in the NBA?
NBA, so the trade deadline just happened, and so this a lot of times. When there's always trades that happen, and it's always some trade. People always say there's always a trade in the NBA that shocks you, that you didn't see coming. Yeah. And it may be rumors about stuff, but you're always shocked. I will say this is probably the most random trade deadline I've ever witnessed, and because of the names, like you sent me one, I didn't even know it had happened. I usually stay pretty up to date, but I didn't know. Anthony Davis got traded Anthony Davis got banished to what's a good word for it? To like the underworld of the NBA.
No, Shadow. He got banished to Shadow Realm.
Yeah, he got banished to the Shadow Realm of the NBA, which is the Washington Wizards. Everyone knows, like, if you get sent to the Washington Wizards, that's like a career death sentence.
I still, to this day, from childhood, associate the Washington Wizards with Michael Jordan's like last time in NBA.
That's very funny that you even think about that. 'Cause I don't even consider.
I remember that.
I think about Gilbert Arenas more when I think about the Wizards. I think about him, but yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in basketball right now, but something that has remained the same since my last time interested is the underperformance of Anthony Davis. Okay. Because he can't stay healthy.
Yes.
And so the funniest joke I ever heard about him was Anthony dated Davis. So that's
who said that, Stephen A.
No, I forget who it was, but somebody was like, Anthony dated Davis. And I was like, that's hilarious to me.
Oh, that's probably Charles Barkley probably.
He would say something like that.
Charles Barkley.
Oh my God.
Anthony Davis, man. I remember when that man first came into the league. That dude was like, when he played for the Hornets back in the, like when he played for the New Orleans Hornets back in the day, that man was like unstoppable. It was like, this is his league. He was like the Victor Wembanyama of that time frame for all the youngins and people who are into basketball now. But I don't know what happened at a certain point. He just kept I guess he's always been getting hurt. But it's like, I think sometimes people are like, oh, we just exaggerating. Isn't that's literally every season. I don't think he's been healthy in years. And then he was getting hurt with the Lakers. But apparently, I think people say, well, maybe being around LeBron, he'll learn dieting or whatever the case. Whatever it is. The funny thing is, being with LeBron probably did help him. Because even though he got hurt, he still somehow managed to be somewhat available.
I do feel like he did have some performance when he was on the Lakers, right?
And they did win a championship. You know, people call it the bubble one.
I don't count the bubble. I'm sorry.
You don't count it?
I don't feel like the bubble. I don't count the bubble.
I don't know how I feel. I've always kind of.
It's not their fault.
Yeah.
But I do think there's an asterisk next to that ring.
It does make it seem kind of weird, but it is funny.
Because anytime things get changed up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that there was a delay in the season, but like the whole way that tournament, they did a tournament thing.
Also the playoffs, but it felt more like a tournament.
But it was weird. Like, and I'm sorry, it's just, you just put an asterisk next to it.
It was a weird situation.
It's sad that that's one of the ones he won, but like, it's what it is.
But I will say that because people were like, the people were complaining about like, you know, like, oh, it was a hard environment, the mentality. I have to give credit to LeBron, even though he gets a lot of hate. I have to give credit to him because if anybody was the one to win, he took advantage of it.
Yeah,
LeBron, when it comes to optimizing moments, I give him props. He's very very opportunist, very much an opportunist. Like he will okay, here's my opportunity to maximize the situation. Yeah. He may not get it, but he's gonna maximize the situation.
I'm enjoying ball LeBron.
LeBron.
I think it's been finally long past time. He looks good. I think it's a good look. I saw a couple shots, and I've just seen like how highlights these little reels coming up, and it's like he just seems like everybody said this is his last year. This is last season because it's like the vibe, like he's chilling. Yeah. Like he had like a senior in high school, like he went over and kissed his wife on the sideline, and he seems like he's having fun with the guys, and it's like, yeah, man, this is it. He don't care no more. He's made his legacy. It is what it is. Like, I will forever put MJ over LeBron.
Yeah,
but
too.
he made watching the NBA as someone who's not heavily into sports extremely fun.
No,
those years of the Cavs versus the Warriors back to back, him, Steph Curry, was hilariously fun.
And that's only a part.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a small part of that man's
exactly
20+ year career.
And he deserves all the respect for leaving, going into Heat, coming back home to win his hometown chip, and successfully doing it. Yes, that was probably the best one right there. And dragging that team of bums.
Oh, you talking about after the one that?
Whichever one that was. Like, it looks like we're peaking. I don't know. Do we sound like we're peaking?
It does seem like we're peaking. Check. I'll pull it back a little bit.
Just a little bit. Hopefully it don't sound bad. But anyway, So I give him credit for that. So like that was.
You're not talking about the championship year. You're talking about the year after that one, probably.
There was a year they won, but it just felt like he was dragging the team.
Well, no,
there.
it wasn't the year they won because he had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Oh, okay.
But there is the year I think you're talking about when.
Was that the one with J.R. Smith?
Yes.
Where he,
that was his last year. That was the year when it was the worst.
That was the one time I felt bad for LeBron.
That was
the one time.
I think he got swept. I think he may have won. No.
Was it like 3-1? Then he got. I don't know.
I think he got swept on that one. But yeah, because he was trying that would have been again. They probably would have won, but then you have the J.R. Smith.
If he had won that one, then the conversation for greatest of all time, I felt like would be better for him.
Yeah, because that was still the Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Bring it back up a little bit. I feel like it went too low. Like,
Okay.
I mean, it's only 1 decibel, but let's try that.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah.
Yeah, that was the Kevin Durant Warriors. So
yeah, and I mean that was the whole
crazy.
thing. Like dealing with that. Yeah. How many times did he ever? He never beat the Kevin Durant Warriors, did he?
Nah, the championship he won was before they got Kevin Durant, and then after that, that's when then they played on one time, and then Kyrie left.
What's the one where Kevin Durant got injured? Was that Cavs?
No, that was versus the Raptors. That was the Kawhi. That was Kawhi Leonard's reign of tyranny on the league.
Yeah,
when he was
and
just
then he started to disappear. It was weird. Where is he? Is he?
He's on the Clippers,
Okay.
but then he just succumbed to his ailing body. He's like worse than Anthony Davis, if it's possible. Actually, this year he hasn't gotten hurt, which is very surprising.
Interesting.
But yeah, he was like worse than Anthony Davis for a little bit. Like that man, like just could not. He just every year got hurt. Something was wrong with him. But yeah, he had a little reign of like terror. When that year versus Toronto. I mean, when he was on the Raptors, and that was like what the heck. But yeah, so that was a cool year. But yeah, LeBron definitely has been a part of huge moments, like going from 2000, I guess 2003. What was the draft class? 04 or something like that. So for all that time to now, and it's like he played versus the big three in Boston. He played against Kobe. He played against, like all this, like, oh shoot, dang, he was around for all those moments. So it's like it's pretty crazy, all the different eras of basketball. He's a part of most of them.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's last year or not, but I feel like he should announce his last year.
Had the whole like farewell tour.
Yeah.
I don't know, but knowing LeBron, I mean, he probably gonna want it to be the most optimal like showman's way of being out.
Yeah.
So he probably would maybe one last game, like this is my last. I don't know, because he probably might not want to do the Kobe thing because he don't want to be like Kobe, probably.
Yeah.
Because he want to do his own thing,
Exactly.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It'll be super random because if he starts going to another team, I feel like he has to stay in LA now. I don't think he can keep team hopping at this point because he's very
he
much
wants to retire. I mean,
on his legacy.
Point, he can do whatever he wants at this point. I think
he can, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so part of the randomness though, so we had Anthony Davis got traded to to the Wizards. And I was like, dang, well he hasn't been playing anywhere, so he got traded from the Mavs. But the most random thing for me was James Harden going to the Cavaliers. I'm like, what in the world? Like, what?
Where did he get traded from?
The Clippers.
Okay.
So he's from LA. So it was everyone, because James Harden's been getting around, like, in terms of, like, teams for a minute now. He goes back to the OKC Thunder days with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, like that. Their mini big three when they were young. Then they traded him to the Houston Rockets. And that's when he became the beard. Like, he became, the MVP James Harden. Then he got traded from there, went to the Nets, played with Kevin Durant, Kyrie. They had a little big three that lasted because that was the COVID year.
Okay.
And then Kyrie didn't get vaccinated, so so everybody got mad at Kyrie because he wouldn't take the shot.
Good for him.
But then James Harden was mad about that because he was like, well, he's sabotaging our team, so he got traded to the 76ers, played there for a little bit, and then got traded to the Clippers. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's gonna finally be it because that man wanted to be in LA. You're gonna be to go from there to the Cavs just seems so random.
Like, it is weird.
But the Cavs are a good team. It's not like they aren't. So I can't say the Cavs are a bad team. It's just not a flat. Usually basketball players are very much into the optics. And it doesn't look good for a James Harden. Like the Cavs don't have that allure like a Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Like, like one of the glamour teams of the NBA, like the New York Knicks. Like if you had went like, the 76ers, even the Celtics, like these historical glamour franchises. The Cavs only are relevant because of LeBron. The Cavs have been good recently. They have really good players. They have like Donovan Mitchell there and stuff like that. But they haven't been like a flashy destination. Yeah. I mean, dang, even Chicago would probably, even as random as the Bulls have been since Michael Jordan, or actually since Derrick Rose. R.I.P. Derrick Rose's knees. ever since that, which is crazy because that man could have been ridiculous. But anyway. That would have been better, like in terms of like the optics of it. But
it's a random place for Harden to be,
But it's probably his best path to a championship, and his whole thing is like he's like, I really want to win a championship. Well, I guess you really do because you went to the most random city, and he is known to be a man of the night. He is known. Yeah, he has a reputation to be a man of the night.
Yeah,
and he has a reputation. That's all I'm gonna say.
If that's the case, then it's good for him. Maybe there's nothing to do in Cleveland, Ohio. So
I don't know. Maybe Cleveland has stuff, but I hear people talk about Cincinnati more than Cleveland. So I don't know what's in Cleveland to do. So yeah,
fair enough.
Well, okay. So yeah, so that's the randomness of the NBA. I guess we can get to some other topics here. What we got?
You want to talk about Nintendo Direct?
Okay, yeah. Nintendo Direct just happened yesterday, I believe. And let's go ahead and pull up this. Let me go ahead and we do the small one. Yeah. So this we have this article here showing everything that was announced at the Nintendo Director Partner Showcase. And I just want to
Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. So they've got a direct that's just dedicated to the people that's not Nintendo.
You know what? I didn't even pick up on that, but yeah, you're right.
Interesting. No, switch do the big one. So
okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that was happening at this point. All right, so it's weird being in this era now where Nintendo is like literally actually gassing up or promoting stuff that's not their original IP. Yeah, like, I remember.
Interesting.
I remember when it was like you're gonna see some Mario, you're gonna see some Kirby, and that's about it.
Yeah,
so it's pretty interesting actually. So we've got Elder Scrolls Remastered coming there,
which just came out. I guess it was last year.
Yeah.
To Xbox.
I feel like we're at a point now with the Switch. Like, there's no reason for like everything that comes out on the other two platforms and not come out on the Switch.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like at this point.
And in fairness, they did that with the Switch, with the first Switch. You had a couple of points. The thing is, the Switch's hardware wasn't good enough to handle most games, but they did bring The Witcher 3 over. So they had some ports. They brought Skyrim.
I mean, when they brought Dragon Ball's Sparking Zero over, I'm like, at this point, like everything should be coming over. It shouldn't be taking this long.
I think which is a hardware issue, really.
But this means I can play some of this stuff. I feel like it because I do have a Switch.
Yeah, you have a Switch. So yeah, I feel like. So yeah, you got Elder Scrolls, you got Fallout coming. So which also is showing Xbox. This is also an Xbox story. I gotta squeeze Xbox into it some kind of way. But Elder Scrolls and Fallout both are Xbox properties technically.
Yes.
They own Bethesda. So you can see Xbox is really out here playing nice. Like Xbox is really setting it up like, hey guys, I just want you guys to know it was a good fight. We had a great time on these console wars. Thank you. It was a great time. So they're just out here laying these seeds, making these alliances for the new world order that's coming in the gaming industry. They're just trying to be like, hey, we're just putting our games everywhere. They're just out here putting games everywhere. Sony over there in the corner just pouting. Man, like, okay, we're going to share, but we're only going to share with our PC.
And then we got Steam Machine, which is going to ruin everything.
Steam Machine.
I'm looking forward to Steam Machine. I want to get that day one. I don't care how much it costs. I want the Steam Machine.
Steam Machine is probably... So this is probably what's going to end up happening. So I can see that I don't need to have another Xbox. I've been on Xbox for years. But in the last Xbox I ever I ever got was the Xbox One. I didn't even get the Xbox X and Series S. Maybe I'll get the Xbox Series S. We'll see. But anyways, all that to say is I feel like if you get a Steam box, you basically have like a mini PC. And you can play all the games. You're going to be able to play some Sony games that they lit over there. Xbox is basically day and day with PC now. And then the only system still out there that has stuff just for them would be Nintendo.
Yeah.
So if you want to play, and I'm not even crazy on all Nintendo games like that, but I'm just saying if you want to have, the only thing you really need to buy to me is a Switch. And then you see that you have these other games coming. So if you want to be able to take something on the go, like Final Fantasy, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
The fact that that's on. But what shouldn't be so crazy because we're going back to how it used to be.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy used to be on Nintendo back in the day, kids, if you didn't know that. Final Fantasy used to be on Nintendo. So Sony's playing nice too. I'd be jabbing at Sony just for the fun of it. But yeah, so we got Final Fantasy Rebirth coming. Did we even have, what did I see down here? Ninja Gaiden 2.
Random. Console archives. Interesting.
Indiana Jones is coming too. Another Xbox game.
Cares.
No one cares about that.
Get yourself a Goat Simulator.
PGA.
I mean, look, all this
Star
stuff
Trek.
is pretty basic. It's just interesting to see so much stuff on Nintendo.
It just shows you what's this is more of like laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
So you see the path forward for gaming. So Nintendo, in a weird way, won.
I was just about to say, like, how did they somehow manage to outlast?
In a weird way, because they're not going to anybody else. Everyone else is bringing stuff to them. Like, they're getting stuff late for sure. But it's one of those things like they managed to, their properties are so dominant. Their IP, their own IP is so dominant that they were able to survive. Because remember when the Switch happened, like not literally the Switch, I mean like the change up. But remember that era. So you had PS2, let me see, I'm getting this right. PS2, Xbox, GameCube, right? Or am I
360.
360 GameCube was on 360?
No, you're
Was
right.
that Wii?
No, I'm sorry. You're right. PS2. Yeah, you were correct.
Okay.
PS2, Xbox, GameCube.
GameCube. So I feel like that was Nintendo still trying to hang in there.
Yep.
But they kind of started already diverging, doing their own thing with a little smaller disc and everything. But because they still had pretty much all the same games. Like I think Beautiful Joe was on.
Yeah, it was very much cross-platform. That was like the best time where everything was,
pretty much similar.
You had the same game coming out on 3 consoles.
Then they went to the Wii.
Where they just said, we're not going to play this game.
They decided to do something different, but it worked out
Yes.
well. Like it was like they dominated.
But they also killed the parody thing, and it got annoying. You had to have a Wii plus something else.
Exactly, because you couldn't play all the other games.
Yeah.
They kind of tried with the Wii U. Wii U just
Wii U was
flopped.
random.
Was not there. I guess this might be strong to say flopped, but I feel like it flopped.
No, it didn't.
But so you have that with the Wii U. Then
Switch
is what they get. I feel like it was when they got their redemption from.
Yeah, no. It definitely was. And it was like, because here's the thing. During all that, their handheld market was killing it.
That's true, too.
Because the
They always had
DS
a
is
handheld,
like,
yeah.
they never had a bad mobile.
That's true. Yeah,
Game Boy,
yeah.
Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, SP in there, DS, 3DS.
Yeah,
Then
3DS, yeah.
I'm missing some DSs. 3DS,
there's so many
2DS,
DSs.
XL, Lite, all this stuff. And I had fallen off on mobile stuff, but it was like, wait a minute, this is working. And so they took the gamble of turning their mainline console into a handheld and is making it one the same.
That's a
so they
good point.
killed their most successful thing, the handheld, and said, let's just put it all in one.
That's
and it
true.
worked.
No, but that's very true though. They somehow married the handheld
Yep.
market and the console market, and that was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like when you take the Switch and you just stick it on the thing,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's still simple technology, but it's like what the heck? This is like still mind blowing in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
You can just take it and like you're playing it, and you just drop it on your thing. So it's like for people who don't care, who aren't crazy about game fidelity and things like that, it works out well.
Now, let's go over to Steam. Because you have the Steam Deck has always been a thing. So people have been able to play high quality games mobile for a while if you had a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it. That's the whole thing, right?
It's weird that people don't talk about it more. But
now we're getting a Steam machine.
Yeah.
Now they're two different things, but if you bought one, you would probably be willing to buy the other. Some people say, I got a PC, I don't need it. But it's just someone like me who's probably not going to build their own PC. I'm going to get the Steam machine.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, well, maybe I'll get a Steam Deck too. That way, like, I didn't even think about it. It never comes into my mind, but it's like, I'll probably play stuff laying in bed more than I will play it on TV. So I should just get a Steam Deck now, honestly. Think about it.
Yeah.
But that's going to get me back into all the games that I've been missing. Because I'm not chasing down these consoles anymore. So it's going to come down to, if it's on Steam, then I'm going to play it. If it's not, if it's still exclusive, if one of my friends don't have it, then I'm just not playing it probably. So
and the thing that's cool, assuming Steam is going to be, I don't know why they wouldn't pair it with the Steam library.
Yeah, definitely.
You get them games crazy discounted.
Yeah.
So you probably can get so many games on the credit, because Steam is always doing especially that's the thing about being a PC gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm just saying, being a PC gamer, one of the benefits is that you get so many games cheaper in a way. Because you can, you don't have a physical library, but
What's the Steam Deck?
Honestly, physical libraries don't exist anyway. It's just to have games. On the only physical libraries that still exist are Switch games, to be honest with you.
Because talking myself into buying a Steam Deck.
he's looking it up. He's looking it up right now. So with Xbox One games and PlayStation games, most of the time, all you're doing is putting it in to download it anyway. It needs it as like a key to let you play it, like activate it, but it's not like it's the physical game. If you're not downloading it or something, you can't play it usually. So to be honest with you, that's already a benefit.
Am I going to have to get like a 1 terabyte?
Yeah, probably.
Because what's
the next one down? 512. Well, I mean, I've survived. My Xbox One is those games are also not that big. I would say probably need at least a terabyte.
That's 650. That ain't bad.
Well, if you're going to get a Steam machine too, then I guess you can make that one the bigger one, and you just put whatever game you're playing at the moment on there.
Okay, I got you. I feel that screen's kind of small.
What's the price difference between that and the 512?
512 is sold out, but it's 550 versus 650.
It's only a terabyte essentially is
definitely ain't doing a 256.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be pointless.
7.4 inch diagonal display size. Why does I feel that's kind of small?
That does seem a little.
Switch 2 size.
That does seem a little small. I've thought about the Steam Deck.
Yeah, 7.9 versus 7.4. So that's what I said.
It's a little small. I feel like you can notice that difference.
You can notice that. You can definitely notice that. That's like 5 inch difference. You can notice that. For sure.
I probably would do personally. I would probably get the Steam machine and then get a Switch 2. And I didn't think I would want to Switch 2, honestly, because I'm fine with my regular Switch. But I don't know. It depends. I'd have to see what other games that they have on there.
Yeah, right now, like, we have a Switch 2, but all the games we have are like Switch games. So it's like, we're not doing anything brand new.
New ones, like Hollow Knight looks pretty cool. It's funny. When JJ was over here, he was looking at the trailer for that. He's like, oh, this looks so cool. Check it out. And I was like, yeah, actually, this does look cool. I felt like that was one of those moments. I don't know if it's going to be one of his core gaming moments, but I feel like it was going to be a moment he remembers. It was like, oh, yeah, I like this.
Maybe so. He just beat Sonic Generations by himself.
Oh, dang.
I mean, he technically he's beaten it before, but he needed my help, like on the final boss for a good point of it, and different bosses throughout. But I saw him literally beat the final boss on his own, and I'm like, okay, so he just played through the whole game again and just did it by himself.
That's definitely your son. I remember when the first time you beat the Sonic boss, when you started playing Sonic and you beat the bosses and stuff.
I spent 9 hours on the violin.
You were a Sonic beast?
The next day I could handle it, but it was my training art right there. It was hard.
I hated them bosses. I used to always pass you the controller.
I love bosses. I play games with bosses. I hated it, but that's what made me drop off of video games. It's not my fault.
Oh, bosses.
The gentrification of bosses. Whatever
You're very true.
The disappearance of bosses is what kind of ruined gaming for me.
That is a very true statement, and that's probably when I started thriving in gaming.
I dislike the loss of cutscenes and the loss of bosses in video games.
No,
right around the time of the Assassin's Creed era, when it was all like, oh, we don't want to enter the gameplay. The cutscenes is happening. You could be looking this direction and the audio's over here. I'm like, no, like I'm not going to like. I want cutscenes. I play for the next cutscene. I want cutscenes for the story progression, and I want bosses. When you start taking that away, that bothers me.
No. That's a big one. Cutscenes are. It depends on the type of game. If you're playing an RPG, definitely no cutscene. But if you play PlayStation games, you still get cutscenes.
Yeah.
But
Did Mass Effect 2 have bosses? They had the Human Reaper at the end, but they did have bosses.
I guess not really. No.
Because Mass Effect kind of had bosses, the first one. But then I feel like Mass Effect 2, and I played through Mass Effect 2, but I feel like after that, it was like...
Yeah, Mass Effect 2, I feel like, the only real boss that you would consider a boss like that was the Human Reaper at the end. But before that, I'm trying to think of like oh, no. It does. I forgot. When you fight Harbinger on Horizon, when you go to the colony and like all like the this is so weird. The secret swarms are like stinging people and they're like paralyzing them.
Yeah.
And then like you get to the end of that little like once you get to like the end of the level, you're fighting the huge Harbinger what were they? Collector. And like a bunch of collectors will swarming you and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that you have that.
I don't remember that.
Technically, you have a boss in the Shadow Broker DLC, which you never played.
Oh,
did you? Did you play the Shadow?
I think I saw you or somebody play it, but I didn't know. That was after I stopped playing.
All right, we had to do a Mass Effect run.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you would have missed that because you were playing Mass Effect.
I need to do a Mass Effect 3 run.
You never played all the way through?
Nope.
Really?
No.
Well, you know about the ending.
Oh yeah, because I was watching you.
Okay, that's right.
We were there when it happened. But yeah. I need to go back. That's the thing. Like you need to catch up. I need to catch up on video games. You need to find video games for me to play, and you have a separate series of me catching up on video games.
Yeah. No, okay. So you would have probably to me, Shadow Broker DLC is definitely the best DLC in the Mass Effect universe franchise. People will probably disagree with me and say the Citadel DLC, but they're wrong. But I want to say I think Shadow Broker DLC might be one of the greatest video game DLCs of all time.
Really?
It was really good and added so much. Like it just added so much to the game, so much lore, extra gameplay, and then it adds more dimensions to Liara's character.
Yeah.
Especially if she's your romance in the game, but even as a friend, like if she's not a romance in the game. Yeah, Shadow Broker DLC is goated. And then finding out who the Shadow Broker was, yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, I don't know how we got onto that.
Yeah, where were we? Okay, we were talking this Nintendo stuff. So, all right, so what's next? What we got?
Okay, so yeah, so that's where we are in gaming, and Nintendo somehow managed to figure out how to come out on top.
All right, I do want to hit the Helen of Troy theme, but first I do want to hear your My Hero Academia.
All right,
issues.
My Hero Academia. What's that? Okay, so it's not so much issues as much as so let me put it like this. First of all, let me tell you where I am.
Yeah,
and I think I'm good. So I finished season 5.
Okay,
so I'm on season.
What was the
6.
last thing that happened? Just tell me what was the last thing.
So the heroes basically are invading the revolutionary meta revolutionary fronts like headquarters. So they ran into the hospital, did their thing in there. Then they ran to the house, took that out. And Hawks just killed twice.
All right, what's happened at the hospital?
So they went in, thought they had the doctor. Turns out it was a copy, and they were like, "Oh crap!" Then you had what's her name? What is her name? Because if
the rabbit chick,
yeah,
Mirko, she go hard.
She goes hard. So I don't know. I don't see how she's going to get out of this alive. If she does, then good for her. But she go hard. So right now, she busted in. I was like, this girl crazy as heck. And then I'm like, what? Because she was like just like yelling it. But she's a true anime character. And then she said so. She was like, I live every day like it's my last.
No,
so I was like, all right, I get why you're acting the way you're. Oh, I see my dad's in the chat. So hey, daddy.
Hey.
So she. Okay, so she's coming in like just guns blazing. Yeah, I'm about to take y'all out.
So she's fighting Nomu right now.
She's fighting Nomu. But here's the thing. This is why I'm so I need a power scale or something. I need to understand because he broke it down. He said you have high ends, which those were, but then you have like the elites or something like that. And you have like the mid tier and the bottom ones.
Yeah.
But the high ends are the ones he just let out. He's getting a good enough chance to like for them to get adjusted. What the heck was Endeavor fighting?
Endeavor was fighting a high end, or wait, hold on. Let me get this right because you're right. There are a lot of names. Because if you're high end, what level Nomu?
Because him and the Hawks was getting smacked.
But no, well, I'll pull out this. The high ends that are being fought in the hospital right now are still adjusting. They are not at full strength.
No. Oh, okay. So they're not at full strength. Okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they
okay.
need time to.
All right.
It gets harder over time.
All right. Okay.
All right.
I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, he fought a high end, and yes, high ends have been released. I think the ones that can talk or whatever like that. Yeah. But they're not. They're adjusting. They will get to the strength of the one that Endeavor fought.
All right.
I don't think they're quite there
yet.
yet.
I will back off. I was saying Marco's a beast, but how is she just one shot in these jams? I was like, she's like just coming in, taking knocking heads off.
But I think that's why she got to move so fast, because if they get a chance to acclimate,
okay, I know. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense now. Because at first I was like, hold on, you mean to tell me number 1 and number 2 couldn't that we're getting their tails handed to them by one of these, and she's surrounded right now.
No, freshly awakened state. That's what it is. So she's got to move fast. But she is a top tier hero. I forget what the number is.
I think she's 5 or something.
Yeah,
I think it says she's like number 5,
something like that.
I don't think she was 3.
She's high top 10.
She's top 10 for sure. I think she was number 5. I just watched it.
But no. They're acclimating. That's the no caveat.
So I was gonna give her props.
So we're not done with that yet.
No. So I don't. So the only thing that happened is her arm got messed up. Like they broke her arm. Did they saw the thing with My Hero? How did these injuries work? Because people be just like their fingers be getting broke and like smashed, and arms be getting they can't walk. They come back and like it's like fixed.
Well, as long as you can get what's her name, medicine girl, whatever her name is, to kiss it and you come back. I think the main thing is if you lose a appendage. You know,
she can't do nothing about that.
If you lose it, it's gone.
Okay,
my understanding.
But that's also Mama's in chat. Hi, Mama.
Talking about My Hero Academia.
Yeah,
so slowly catching up.
Her arm is mangled though. So that's what I'm saying. To me, that thing is gone. But I guess if it's still hanging there, you're okay.
Well, you're not done yet, so I'm not going to get deeper into that.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's not going to survive this.
I'm not going to say nothing.
But even so far, she's a beast. So I have no complaints about that. So go ahead.
How do you feel about Hawks?
All right. Hawks is, I think, mindset wise, I'm getting to see more of his fighting, but I'm getting why he's number 2. Because he definitely just doing what he needs to do. He's militant, basically. It's very much like, because here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why Twice is actually the character not resonate, but I like Twice the most out of everybody. As odd as it may seem, because usually I feel like you like the same character, but like Twice I actually like his story. So, but for the thing with Hawks is, I feel like Hawks is a beast because they wouldn't be in this position without him. Again, I got to see how everything ends, but so far they're doing pretty decent. Like I know things are kind of getting switched up on them a little bit, but everybody's team except for Endeavor seems to be flowing fine. Endeavor's team seems to be the one that got thrown off because they didn't know that he was a copy. They didn't know that the doctor was a copy. I already know what's his face wakes up, they're done for though.
Shigaraki.
So
talking about Shigaraki.
Okay, this what I'm about to say is not a diss to Shigaraki the character, but that man's backstory is some garbage.
In what way?
That backstory is weak as mess. So look, right, you know how like you wait for the anime villain's dark, horrible backstory. Their life is just so tragic. It was tragic in the sense that he killed his whole family, but I'm saying it was like I was like that was it. This was the great thing that made you the way you are now because your dad was being a jerk to you. And like in that one moment, I guess he was abusive, but I'm not saying that's okay. But it was acting like his whole family was against him. Like I feel like his little sister did him dirty and lied on him about that picture or whatever. The dad obviously has some trauma and some issues. So I'm not saying the dad was good for what he was doing. But he did arguments as a little kid. I get little kids can't process things properly. He's like, why aren't you stopping him? Why is no one stepping in? Why is no one helping me? It's like you're acting like they hate you. Your mom loves you. She's trying to talk to your dad to calm him down. And I'm also assuming, you have different cultural things. He's the man of the house. They're trying to not disrespect him. So I feel like people are trying to work on it. He's just like, I don't understand why he's so mad. Why he's so mad at me? Like I get that it was a tragic thing, but I don't feel like that was the worst backstory I've ever seen.
Interesting.
Like, I want to say, you want to hear a horrible, tragic upbringing? Come at me with Gara. First of all, this is nothing. You look at Gar's backstory. Gar's backstory is exact backstory of why you should be the way you are. This man basically got a little slightly worse treatment than Naruto ended up like this. Naruto's backstory is worse than this. Naruto's backstory is worse than this.
That's a hot take.
In terms of like,
well, within the My Hero Academia universe, how do you feel about Todoroki's backstory?
Todoroki,
Shoto, Endeavor's son.
All right, so okay, so I don't know. His backstory isn't okay. It sucks. It really does. But I feel like he handled it I feel like he turned out the way he should have turned out.
Yeah.
That to me is how you should turn out. Now, if we're going to say that Shigaraki is how he says his name,
yeah,
it is mentally unstable, which I'm realizing that's just the case.
Okay, but you got to understand. I think it's less about the way his dad, like, because you know whose dad's parent is.
Yeah, they showed a picture of that. Well, I don't know exactly who that was.
Okay, yeah, you're missing.
Wait, no. Was that?
That's All Might's mentor.
Oh, okay.
The previous user of
That's
One
who
for
that
All.
is. I didn't even put that together.
Because remember, you got to go back because you jump back into the series. Back when
they have shown her recently.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but you got to go back and understand some things here. Back when All Might was fighting All for One that last time when they had to go save Bakugo and everything.
Yeah.
During that fight, All for One was like, "Yeah, you don't know who Shigaraki is." It's like that's Momo. What's her name? What is her name? I know her name. Shigaraki's grandmother. He was like, "That's her." That's her grandson, and All Might like that like demoralized All Might in that fight, and he was like, "No, you're lying." And All for One was like, "I don't know why you don't believe me. It's definitely something I would do." That's my favorite line.
I remember that.
He was like, "That's definitely something I would do." So that was the reveal then that the guy that he decided to make his little mentee and to mold and shape, he purposefully grabbed the kid that would hurt All Might the most, because All for One just hates All Might with a passion.
Okay,
because All for One is unstoppable until All Might shows up.
That just makes All Might and All Might's backstory more interesting. But here's the thing. I get, and look, even the father's reaction, he can be angry and mad and hate heroes. He still didn't have to act like that toward his son.
Oh, right? Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not saying it was okay. But again, to me, if you compare the treatment, you just brought it up, Todoroki. Mm-hmm. And him, what's the difference? Like, and how they were treated. Other than, I know he had a power. So this is where I will say, if the backstory was strictly that he used his power and killed his family, to me that's enough.
Well, I'm saying that I think is the tragedy of it. It's not so much that he was treated, but like, one, he doesn't know why his dad is treating him the way he is.
Yeah,
and his sister does kind of do it, but that's kids, right? But then right after that, he doesn't hate his family, even before all this. But then he touches everything he touches. Like, he's the dog.
Yeah.
Like, everything. Like, that's horrific.
Yeah,
I think that's what makes Shigaraki.
Okay, so
and he blocked it out.
Yeah.
Because he was always as strong as he got in the Metahuman Liberation Army arc. He just blocked out and repressed his memories and repressed his power. Because he always had the ability to touch one thing and everything else was connected to would dissolve. He just repressed it. Okay. And so it was just a lot weaker, where he could just touch you and you start slowly dissolving, whatever like that. But now he realized, I can touch you and the chair and the ground and the wall. And that's what that was the original.
I didn't really catch that part. I thought it was more of him leveling up versus it was more of him getting.
The reason it seemed, and I had to watch it back to catch that, but because everyone else leveled up in that arc. But for him, it was slightly different. He was remembering in that arc. Because they were showing like the flashback and everything, like he actually was remembering how he became who he is and realized, I've always been this strong.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. I guess now seeing some more of the parameters of what they were setting up, I can get it a little bit more. And if you're saying that his relationship with his family isn't what sent him over the edge, because I was taking it as that's what triggered it all.
Yeah. But my whole thing with him was like, why do you have the worst power imaginable? Like, everybody, like, you see the heroes, the villains, some people got weird abilities, some people got weak ability, strong ability. It's like, you could choose to be what you want to be. Dobby has fire powers, but he's a villain. Then you got someone like Shoto or Endeavor, they got fire powers, they're heroes. Yeah. And Endeavor's personality is real dark, but he decided to be a hero. So it's like, but like, what would be a good version of Shigaraki? Well, like, what do you do with a power like that where you can't touch people? Well, it's rogue times 1,000.
Can't he control it though, right? He can't control it.
Well, it seems like he can now.
Okay.
As a kid, though.
As a kid, he couldn't.
Like, what would you have... Like, that happened... And no one helped him. Like, he was out in the street and they didn't help
That was funny though. I was like, keep it moving. Like everybody, I didn't, but I was like, y'all can't do nothing. Like it's sad. No, it's sad. It really is. But that's the type of that situation we can't. He was already unhinged at that point. It was keep it moving because literally you can't do anything.
You got to. I need you to finish the whole show this weekend because there's stuff. I want to hear your opinion after the show is over.
But look, I will say this: it's not that it's even like. I'm not really blaming him either for feeling the way he's feeling.
You just feel like it wasn't a strong enough backstory.
Yeah, I didn't feel that backstory was strong enough. But if it's purely the fact that he did, I didn't take it that it was because of what he did to his family that sent him over the edge. It seemed like that was his release because he's like, oh, I'm not itching anymore.
Yeah,
like, all that was really weird.
Well, I think it's also some interpretation there. Like, did he want to do this? Was like, okay, obviously the doll was an accident. He was reaching for his sister. This bad to happen. Yeah. And then after that, it seemed like okay, now it's intentional. But or maybe not. I think it's part of it. Like, how twisted was he always? Is it a matter of his upbringing? Is his quirk a reflection of just who he is? Mm-hmm. Is he just a twisted person? And there's a whole lot there. And I will say, I don't think that's completely settled yet. But I think for me, that art, the Meta-Human Liberation Army art, I enjoy it because it was like we finally... Shigaraki always was underwhelming to me as a villain. Like, and I saw the parallel between him and Deku because Deku's underwhelming as a hero. So it's like I see the parallel of like getting stronger. Now Deku had his moment in the previous arc with Overhaul, where he beat Overhaul, and like when he had Eri strapped to his back. That's when it was like, okay, you're dope. Then he fought Gentle Criminal and all that stuff. So he was leveling up, but it felt like Shigaraki was still kind of whack. And it finally for him to kind of go in, like it was also kind of weird though. Like when he started doing a Naruto run around the dude around Redestro, and I'm like, you don't even look right being like physical, but like he did like destroy Redestro like pretty easy. Then he's like, I run this now. I'm like, okay, finally, like we're seeing something here, but it's like you kind of also seeing why All for One chose him and believes in him. Like,
it worked out.
All for One, like it's the dark side of All Might. All Might believes in Deku. Like I see something in you. All for One, I see something in you. Just wait. And so he did. But it's like, well, how do you feel about him now going to get upgraded?
Oh no. So him as a villain, I'm like, nah. This man's a beast. He's untouchable. Yeah. Like after that, when I didn't fully understand what he went through. So you give him some more understanding on that. But I'm like, okay, whatever happened, he's now free. and that's what Redestro was like. This is what a man who's really free looks like. Yeah. And that's what he was like. This was what Destro's original vision. And I'm getting so this is something for the entire, I don't go about it no more, but the League of Villains, that entire crew is dangerous. But like, they are like, these to me, them kids not all kids are like adults too. I'm just saying, but that group is like ridiculous because like this same thing that happened with, they all have this similar type of like, they would be perfect in One Piece. Yeah. But like they have like the same time of like, we want to live the way we want to live. Yep. And I will say some of the arguments that like Twice made, I think about like the heroes, like it's like, it is like a system that's built up a certain way. So he was like, y'all just kind of forget about some of us. Like, we just get thrown away, basically. So it was kind of like, all right, I mean, I'm not saying that you're completely wrong on that. And I'm not, how you say his name, Shigaraki? Yeah. That man is way beyond Deku. If that was to make a comparison, Deku is gone. Because I don't see, and also Deku to me he's probably going to have, I'm sure he's going to have soon a crazy power up, or because he's not equal to me right now. Like I don't even see. I feel like the only person who has any chance versus, and I don't even think he really does. He probably would be Endeavor. Like to me, Shigaraki is on that level now. It's not like he's in the shadows no more. He's surpassed class. Like remember, one of the students was like, "Oh, why are we students out here?" It was the Mushroom Girl. Yeah, and then she was like, Don't the League of Villains have it out for a Class A? It's like, girl, we way beyond Class A at this point. Like this is, y'all don't even understand what they just went. I know they don't know what they just went through. Okay. Fighting the Revolutionary Army just completely changed. So he's getting some steroids right now. What I'm saying, like whatever. He's in the chain because he went to him and anesthesia was like, go ahead, let's do it. Yeah. And he said it's gonna be painful or whatever, but you're gonna be better. All right. But you think these amps, because you don't know what these amps are because he's in the tube right now. But you think pre-amps, he's Endeavor level. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
After what he did, because the thing is, when he was fighting Destro, and then once he unlocked,
Yeah.
and like he was just like, again, I think part of the reason he was so jacked up physically,
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why he wanted to go win. So I'm taking away the fact that he got all mangled and jacked up.
True, he was like on no sleep because he was with
He
the
did
big
that, so
rock
yeah.
dude,
So physically, his body was messed up. I'm just talking about
Gigantomachia,
yeah, straight raw power. Like Endeavor probably would be fine because he can like fly in the air and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I feel like he would be on that level of competition. I don't think
What about durability though?
Durability. Well, are you talking about if he gets a hit on him
Yeah.
and stuff like that? Okay, yeah. I guess in that case, I probably would have to still cede it to Endeavor. But I just don't think that he's not a student level villain anymore. To me, he's not a villain that Class A can just go fight, And maybe Destro is not that impressive, and maybe that's what we're learning. He's not that impressive, and then maybe the entire Revolution Army was never really that impressive. Maybe we're also learning that. But for one, the ice dude on their team is a beast. Like, and one of the things that just I guess backstory on how I view powers. If you have a wide area damage,
Area effect damage thing, yeah.
I have ranked that extremely high because to me, you're basically long range and you're kind of untouchable.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of keep things away. So Endeavor would have to get to him. Endeavor is fast as crap, though.
Yeah.
So I will say, so Endeavor probably, being as fast as he is, probably could do it. Is Endeavor as fast as All Might?
I don't
Because that's my other thing.
think anybody's as fast as All Might.
Because here's my other thing, too. Endeavor definitely, Casey said me listening to this.
Yeah.
So here's something else that I have a thing about. I have to understand power levels better with this show.
No one is as fast or strong as All Might.
Okay. So Endeavor became number 2 because number 1 is gone. I mean, he became number 1.
Number 1, yeah, because All Might.
It's not that he leveled up per se. I mean, he has. I'm sure.
Yeah,
he has.
no, he definitely has.
I'm sure he has.
But no, yeah, it's just because
if All Might was still here,
he would still be number 1.
Okay, so first of all, All Might's power. He's been out of it for so long. For one, I had this big gap, so it's hard for me to fully remember everything he was doing. But I was pretty sure like All Might's ridiculous. Like when he was there, nobody was on his level.
Yeah, no, he beat. Yeah, they understand. He beat All for One
and
again.
Yeah, so that's what we were saying. Like All for One is
Yeah.
what took him out, basically.
Yeah,
and that was him running on fumes.
Yeah. So like that's
So
All for One is still like no. The story is the world was in shambles until All Might hit the scene.
Okay.
Now All Might is the 6th user, one of the
I think
7th
I
user,
think he's 6. I think that
whatever
7.
user. So there were other users
before
of this, but it wasn't until All Might hit the scene that suddenly there was a symbol of peace. Japan stabilized, the world
He's
stabilized.
the greatest.
Like the world was being ruled by criminal, like because of All for One. So All Might is him. So that's the standard, and that's why everybody was scared. Like, can Endeavor do it?
Yeah.
And Endeavor fought the high-end Nomu and got jacked up. He won, but he got jacked up doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, would All Might have struggled that much fighting a high-end Nomu? But anyway, so I love hearing all this because you're about this before this story ends. You need to watch this for the rest of the season for next week because you're going to have a whole lot more opinions. Everything you just said,
gets touched
there are some questions that you have or opinions that either going to get reinforced or you're going to be like, you're going to change opinions.
Okay.
But it all happens in this season.
Okay.
And
Cool.
where you are is like the perfect spot for this conversation.
Okay.
Literally in the next couple, like the seasons aren't long.
Yeah.
Next couple episodes, you're going to get some answers to.
Okay.
It's going to be very interesting. Like we're now barreling towards the end of this show.
Yeah.
Like
I figured it's about.
We're barreling to the end. Like there's nothing else that needs to happen. Like major events in the world. It's just like this happens, so that leads into this happening, which leads into this happening.
Okay.
And it's like until we get to the end.
Yeah.
Now there is no more like, okay, we're having a party over here, and
Yeah, no more parties.
it's okay. Well, we got the Yakuza's doing something. Like no, everything is now about the main plot, and it's just the steps of okay. It's like you're at the part of the story where it's like the Reapers are coming.
Okay.
And it's just like it gives you the same feeling of like we cannot avoid that we're barreling towards the end here.
Okay.
It's just everything is leading into it.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad that you even got this far into this season to have this conversation because it's the perfect time to have this conversation.
Yeah. So that Revolutionary Army thing when they called them out to come fight, I was like, y'all literally called them I texted you. I was like, that was basically their like dungeon grinding, level up side mission, because like they went in and everybody got a boost to some degree, except for what's his face,
Spinner.
Yeah, but everybody got a boost like twice.
Twice boosted. Twice is like, and that's why I agree. I like Hawks. Hawks is about the business.
Yeah.
Hawks puts me in the mind of like Minato from Hokage from
Naruto.
Yeah. Like,
I can see that.
You're a nice dude, but I'm about that business.
Yeah,
like, I will murk you in a second.
Yeah.
I will smile.
He still took
I
too
will
long
take your life out.
But
and he was trying to talk to him because he's like, you're mentally ill.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some of this isn't your fault.
Yeah.
But like you don't even know if you're the real one now because of what happened to you.
Yeah.
Like. But it's like, you're also extremely dangerous. The house was like, no, I can't let you like.
Because he was
you could end everything.
His ability, because when he could make that many copies now at this point, obviously his copies get weaker. But the thing that was so interesting with him, and I think it's interesting with them as being villains, is their like dedication to each other and their friendship. So I was like, okay,
they're like a dark class 1A.
Yeah, they're like really like locked in with each other. And the thing that's so interesting is twice like while he was dying was like, I messed up so many times. I kept making the same mistake. It's my fault.
Yeah.
When he brought in like Overhaul. Like, I keep bringing these people in and I keep messing up because I'm trying to find people who think like me, because he was so used to being alone. So, but they never, like, usually in these shows, you get mad at somebody when they mess up. You got somebody, if you make a mistake, someone's gonna get mad. They never even get mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's them, like, y'all are very
like Dobby being who he is, but he's like cool. Like, he's trying to save.
Dobby came in and said, "You did nothing wrong.
Yep.
This was the heroes. You didn't do anything wrong." And it was just like, dang.
And so at the same time, it's like you love to see that. Like, it makes it harder. I won't say harder to hate them, but it's like you like to see a camaraderie because it's a different kind of villains. All for One ain't like that. Like, this is something that's unique to them. That gives them an identity. At the same time, it's like, y'all are so crazy. Y'all are murderers. Y'all are terrorists.
Yeah.
And y'all never take any accountability for your actions. It's the system. It's the heroes. And it's like, y'all are crazy. Yeah. And that's what makes y'all so dangerous.
Yeah. Twice and the other, what's her name?
Toga.
To me, they're the most dangerous in terms of like their mental state.
Well, for sure. But I of all the level ups, Toga's one of the hardest to me because she was getting jacked up.
I know. First of all,
and she was getting jacked up. Yeah. And then, because the lady what was her power? The lady that was on her head. The explosion? Like
anything she touched turns into an explosive.
Yeah, something like that. So it's almost like a weird, like, Bakugo ability.
Oh, because she's like a vampire almost.
Was it the blood?
Yeah, she was drank their blood.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, and also, so it backfired on her.
But then she was still alive.
But then she unlocked her ability. And then she was like, well, who I love or whatever like that.
She copied
of Chaco,
and then she could make them.
And then that whole shot of half her face is her smiling and then doing the J, and everybody. I was like, yo, that was dark. Like, people be on My Hero Academia, like, and I'm like, this show's kind of violent. Because when she did that, I'm like, oh my god, all y'all dead. Like, y'all are gone. Like, you just murked all these people.
And
like, holy crap!
Thankfully for them, they keep running into people who want to like entertain.
Yeah,
like, I want to find out. I'm like, y'all it has to be. That's why I was with Hawks. I was like, you have to on-site twice.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Because it was like, first of all, he's like, I'm going to do anything for my friends.
Yep.
So he fought like crazy, made his last copy, went down there, stabbed it. Like, the dude had them. I was like, this is why I was saying, this is why I was like, Hawks, you went too slow.
Yeah.
Because there's one other heroes that captured Toga and Spinner. Now Toga's out in the wind. So now I'm gonna say something like, to me, the rest of the Revolution Army can fall. It don't matter as long as the OG League of Villains are still alive. You have something to be worried about because those kids are ridiculous.
What's funny is Dobby was like always like kind of the strongest one, but then like with the level ups and everything, I think Dobby had like the poorest performance out of everybody.
He didn't level up really.
Yeah, and I think it's like the level ups were the Spinner just kind of got shafted, but like Dobby, I felt like he was already strong, so they felt like there was nothing to give him, but like. They leveled up, and I was like, okay, they're dangerous. So Hawks is cool. He's an MVP of this arc right here for his performance.
Is it good? I will hold my reservation on how he handles Dobby. Hawks. Because that fight still hasn't finalized.
Well, I mean, he's got I mean, and the thing is, I don't think Hawks is the strongest offensive person. He's good for spy work.
He's fast
as
crap, though.
He's very fast. And someone like Twice, perfect match. Like, I can get you, take you out real quick. But someone on a powerhouse like Dobby, long range,
Yeah.
what's Hawks going to do?
Yeah.
You know,
It's gonna be
that's
interesting
the
to see.
question. But
Shout out to he's one of those characters that annoy me because he's so like afraid all the time. But who's the dude who has the shocking ability?
I
can't remember his name.
Dang,
Spark something or whatever. I don't know.
I know his name, but it's just in my mind.
But they had the Revolutionary Army.
yeah.
That dude who came out and threw and he just absorbed all
Yeah.
of it and held it. He was like,
Dinky.
Yeah, he just grabbed all of it and sword, and all the heroes was like, "This is why we." It was like they brought them specifically for him and the Mushroom Girl for
what
their
I
abilities.
do like about this universe is,
and what's his name? Shadow Dude.
What I do love about this universe is, for all those the hatred of system organization, they do typically they got the stuff right, and seeing the organization of this attack, like the way that like when the heroes go like this, you show why this system works. They don't put the kids out there too fast. You better get your provisional license. You ain't, you ain't out there. And when you saw we have a gentle criminal, you get it. It's like, okay, we got a bunch of miniature nukes running around the world. We have got to manage this and keep this under control. Like in most superhero stories, the idea of a registration system is bad, like Civil War and Marvel. But in this world, it's like realistic. Like, no, like these people could kill people if you don't. Like, you must be certified. You must be correcting the hero. Does it create the villain system? Maybe. But it's like, we see the alternative, but yes, the kids, you're gonna be out here. But we're gonna put you in this place, and if you got your license, you're able to do hero work. We know who is good where, and then people get to shine. So Merkel comes out there, starts shining, and it's like you got the speed, you got the strength. Like this makes sense. So I kind of like the universe of My Hero Academia, how it works. It's I can't believe the rest of his art.
What do you think about when Endeavor said to the professor, eraser dude, and he was like, oh yeah, your quirk's really effective. I have space on my team for another sidekick, and he was like, heck no. But he was like, no. He said no. I'll pass. Who else would raise our or teach our crazy kids? Something like that. But so first of all, Endeavor, the heck? If we offer this man to be a sidekick, I understand he's probably not ranked on the hero list, but that man is very valuable as an instructor. Like that dude.
There's some major raise your hand moments in his art too.
But I feel like he's one of the ones that's kind of like, he seems like he's low key, but he's a beast in what he can do. But I like him because he's like, I don't need to be. Okay.
I mean, he's got a very useful ability, so he just got to make up for it with his physicality and everything. But it's like, he could be like Batman or Daredevil, but like then you get the eyes and knock out quirks. So like, if you can't fight but he takes your quirk, then you're done because he trained up how to fight. He trained to do the boy. With the voice. He was cool. I like when he came back in. He was cool. How do you feel about what's his name? The dude from the other class who can copy quirks. I like him personally.
Oh, the one who's always talking junk.
Yeah, I like him. He is funny to me.
He is funny. He's interesting. What did he do that was pretty cool? Oh, because now he can hold multiple quirks.
Monoma. I was right about that. Monoma. Phantom Thief. Yeah.
I don't think he could do that before. Now he can hold multiple quirks, and that kind of throws him off because they don't know what. Because he's like, oh, he can only copy one. Yeah. He's like, he can store them. It was funny though when Deku thought he got his. He was like freaking out.
Yeah.
He was like, "Don't." He was like, "Please, like, do not try to use my quirk," because it's like you gonna kill yourself. But thankfully, it was a blank. Yeah. So it was like, nah, because sometimes he draws them in their blanks.
But I like
it's like if the power isn't innate.
Yeah, it was something specific about the way that the power works. He can't always copy it, and that one couldn't work. But I like the moment when Deku first activated the Black Whip, and he needed why am I forgetting about his names? But the voice copy dude, he needed him to shake him out of the thing, or take control of him so that he wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah. What's her name? Who told me to do it? Because what's her name? Floating girl. What's her name?
Ochako.
I don't know none of their names. Yeah. Except for Deku, and I know my favorite character, Baku. Bakugo.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So when she went and she basically just jumped out and grabbed him, and then I was like, oh my gosh, you better get yourself back. Yeah. She was just trying to help Deku. And I guess what did she do? She stopped making him float. Why did she? I guess she I don't know.
No, did she make him float? She might have made him float. Or she tried to get him to calm down.
Yeah, she was trying to calm him down.
She's getting to Hanada levels.
She is. She's
securing her spotlight.
Yeah, no, she definitely is. She definitely is. But I think she then said, "Do you need to like basically do something to get him out of
Yeah.
there?" Because the thing that was crazy was I was like, when that happened, I was like, "Y'all got to stop this fight."
Yeah.
But then like Eraserhead just sitting like, "Nah," because like All Might's so funny though. He's like, "You got us." Like he's like, anytime anything happens with Deku, he's like, "Nope, shut it down, cut it off. We're done. Abort mission." Anytime something goes wrong with Deku, he's like, "Nah, no." But he was like, "No, let it play out." And I mean, it worked out that he did because then what's his name got a chance to Shinzu got a chance to shine.
Yeah.
But that's one of those situations where it's a perfect place where it could work.
All right, Bakugo,
He's
far
a beast.
deserves a top spot.
I think so.
That man goes hard because he was like, no, it's not good enough unless none of us get caught. He was like, we need to have a perfect on this fight. He's like, nope, none of us.
He's so funny because he was like, how did he say it? He was like, follow me, trust me, because I'm gonna make sure everybody. He said, because I'm gonna protect it. It was like it was very arrogant how he said it, but he was saying, I'm gonna protect. But
but him and Deku are the two sides of All Might. And if you didn't watch the movie, you watch this movie, the My Hero Academia Two Heroes movie.
I watched one of the movies. I don't remember if it was that
was
one.
It, there was one. But it was really dope because it centers on Deku and Bakugo.
It was one movie where I know he knows now, but he found out in the movie about the One for All power. I mean,
because he shared it.
But then he lost his memory.
Okay, so you saw the one where he shared it, where he gave it to him, and then they both were using One for All against the villain, and it was like dope visuals. Yes. Okay, you saw one. Yes. Yeah. All right, so they represent the two sides of All Might. Because in that movie, they even said it. He was like, to protect everyone. That's what Deku said. And then Bakugo was like, to absolutely win at all costs, something like that. That's the two sides of All Might. That's what All Might. Deku has the side of All Might that is to protect everyone with a smile, make everyone feel safe. That's who Deku is. But Bakugo has that Mamba mentality. To absolutely win. But that's what made All Might so dangerous and so beloved. It made him the symbol of peace. Because it wasn't just that he was heroic, but he could actually back it up. No one could stop him. If All Might showed up, even it's kind of arrogant All Might statement. It's okay because I am here. Like that's kind of an arrogant statement. But like All Might was like, I want to be the reason why everyone feels safe. I want to. He made himself symbol of peace. He didn't just, y'all call me the symbol of peace. I'm a hero. Y'all acknowledge me. He said, no, I'm going to become the symbol of peace to make the world safe. And he backed it up. And he put that on his shoulders.
He did.
And so
he would have been fine if he didn't
get injured in that one fight, all for one, and all that stuff. But anyway, so. He's that guy. And so Bakugo has that killer mentality. And I think was it All Might in that after they won who made a statement? Maybe it was a different arc or something. But it's one of the exams they did was like, Bakugo, there's something to you because to have the mentality that it's not good enough. You got to press forward to do more. I don't know if it was that arc or somewhere else. But it's like there's something unique in you and that deserves to be honored because like not everyone has that to keep pushing to not just do good enough, but to be the best. And to be a hero, I feel like in this society, like you've got to be pushing yourself. You can't just be, going whatever. So I like Bakugo, and I keep putting Bakugo over Deku in strength, like throughout these arcs.
Oh, for sure.
Because like he just keeps
Deku has like unlimited potential, and I think that's one thing that Bakugo always gets annoyed about. By him because he's always like, "Dude, hurry up!"
Yeah, exactly.
It's taking you too long. Because and the thing that's so annoying, Deku is so smart, so he's going to be a very good strategist. He is a very good strategist. So he can map everybody's stuff out. He could literally just be a perfect person to work at like a hero agency with no powers. Because he knows everything. He's a good strategist, all that stuff. So he could always honestly have a career doing things like this. But the problem with his power is that he's as sad as it is, he has trained so hard. So I feel for him. He's just not strong enough.
And I'm wondering
it's kind of sad.
But how long would it take? Because he's year twos now. Is that what they are?
Threes.
Are they year threes now?
I think they're year threes now.
I think they're still year twos.
Are they still year twos? Okay,
I think so at this point. I don't know. But I think they're year twos. But like, it's just like, he really hasn't had this power that long.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, however long it would take, does he even have that much time?
I guess that's the problem. Given the perfect scenario, I just know that what's coming, obviously seeing everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm knowing that Deku has the power that they need.
Yeah.
So he just
can't wield the power.
He can't wield it. Like he can right now Black Whip. I think he said he can do for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like he can only use, and then even with what's his other one? What's the other power? The main.
I don't know what. Oh, One for All itself.
Yeah, but he has a name for it. What is it called? He has Black Whip, and he calls the other thing something because he doesn't tell everyone else is One for All.
Oh, I don't know what. I don't remember
One
that.
for all for one. Oh Lord,
One for all.
One for All. Okay, yeah, I get getting mixed up. But he has a name for it. I can't remember the name. But he's like, that's even at 100%. That's not like it's a smaller percentage.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what? Well, he refers to full cowling.
Yes, full cowling.
But I don't think he's telling them that's the name of the ability. That's just what he's calling the technique he's using when he activates it over his whole body at the same time. Full cowling.
Well, I think he said it to people before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because he was like, yeah, I can use full cowling at whatever percentage.
Yeah,
I can use this at whatever.
But yeah, full cowling the technique. Like, and it's like the simplest stuff that takes him so long to. And again, that knocking him, it's like you're dealing with a power that could break your body. Like,
yeah, and
it's what it is. But when what's his name? The speed dude. All Might's teacher taught him like you got to learn to use it all at the same time, be active all at the same time. And it's like we're just watching this, but like how hard is this really? Like how difficult is it for the focus that it's going to take for him to do all this?
Yeah.
And it's like to keep the power flowing at all times, but not do so much that it's harming his body.
Yeah.
And like that. So Deku, I think, is doing a lot and like probably deserves more praise than he probably gets. But it's just like we're running out of time, dude. Shigaraki over here about to.
So then you have another person who I feel like is muted himself, his abilities. Maybe it's a writing mechanic issue. But Todoroki,
I feel like peaked.
He peaked
pretty early.
He should
at the festival.
He got the Neji treatment.
Yes, a perfect example.
It's the worst. Like, wait, what happened? Like you were like, I thought he was going to be the number one. It's definitely Bakugo's number one for sure.
Bakugo deserves way more respect. Bakugo just does not stop.
He taught himself how to fly. Like the thing is, his power in itself is kind of limited when you think about it of what it is. But I for sure see. I would not be surprised if they do some time jump and he's number one. Yeah, they wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because he has a mentality for it for sure.
Yeah, he definitely gives me and he's different than Endeavor, but I feel like a similarity with Endeavor in how they are.
Yeah. I mean, they both got the same similar drive.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where we are.
So that's into a much longer discussion than I thought it would be.
No, I mean, it could be equally as long next week if you finish this arc. I want you to finish the show.
Will.
But
I don't think I'll finish the show by next week, but I could probably finish this. At least get further into it. Because I knocked out season 5 relatively quick.
Yeah.
I had to get
I mean, the stuff that's happening in this arc, if you're the type to be like, okay, I need to see what happens next, you'll knock it out. Because it's
well, I said last night, I was just binge watching on last night. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so should we pull up a list to do this? Do we want to do this one or do different one?
I kind of feel like we should have pulled up some stuff first.
All right, we'll come back to that next.
Okay, we'll touch the Will Smith, Jamie Foxx thing next week. All right, let's hit the. If I do Star Wars sequels, it'll take up the rest of the time,
okay.
Which is fine. But
do you want to talk about these real quick?
Let's do the underrated classics.
All
right. So there's an underrated classic.
I'll second find something
that we're going to talk about. We've done this segment once before, of like just old stuff from our childhood that's just like people may not know about it, but went hard. And if my mom is still in the chat, she's immediately going to jump in on this. All right, there was a series of children's books. Was it YA? It might have been YA. No, that's not it.
That's not it?
Not it. You had to copy and paste exactly how you have it written.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Oh, wow.
That's it. There you go. Because I don't want to say it until you have it ready.
All right.
It was a series of books that I read as a kid. No, that's what it is. That one right there.
This one?
That's the name of it.
Oh, yeah. I remember that cover.
It was Star Wars. And it was Star Wars Jedi Apprentice series.
Yeah.
You don't understand how this defined my childhood. It probably rewrote my brain.
It rewrote your brain.
So let me try to set the tone for you here, and I need to do a little research real quick. Leave that up of when the year
that this came out.
These books came out.
I'm surprised they don't have it right here.
1999.
Yeah.
All right. So 1999. What you got to understand is
before the prequels.
Phantom Menace. No, Phantom Menace came out in 1999.
Oh, okay, 1999.
A lot of people forget that because we look at the prequels at the early 2000s, but they ended like 2005 or whatever. But 1999, Phantom Menace came out. So as a young child, the prequels are my movies. All right, like the people who grew up 70s, 80s, that's their movies. The original trilogy. The prequels are my trilogy.
Yeah.
Darth Maul, the Doritos bag with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul. They released the lightsaber toys.
Remember little yogurt Jenks or Go-Gurt was
it's the same thing. But I got a red lightsaber. You had a green. Well, we got the lightsaber toys. It was legit.
Yeah.
Okay, and so at the same time, 1999, they decided to release this book series, Star Wars Jedi Apprentice.
Yep.
All right. I read all 16 of these books, 13 to 16 of these books.
That's probably different.
I would recognize the cover of the final book. No, it ain't it. I would recognize it if I saw it. It's probably in here somewhere. But anyway, but the point is, I read every one of these books, and I read these with my mom. We would read them together. That might be the last one right there. That's we're in. Jude Watson was the 18 of these. Good Lord. But Jude Watson was a dude, or I'm assuming it's a guy. Is Jude Watson a woman? I really don't know. I don't even know. But anyway, I read these books, and they were just defining of an era. Jude Watson, woman. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at all these books. Jedi Apprentice. It was, so Phantom Menace comes out, and the two Jedi that are the stars of that movie are Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And so they decided to release a series predating the Phantom Menace that tells the story of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan as master and apprentice, right? It went so hard. They came up with stuff that really breaks canon, if you like. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I remember them talking about the light. They had the chick with the lightsaber whip. They had to do Xanatos, who was this recurring villain, who was the dude who was Qui-Gon's previous apprentice, because they couldn't have there be Sith for them to fight. So there were dark Jedi, fallen Jedi. And so Xanatos was a former apprentice of Qui-Gon. I think I do look like Jesus right there. So he had a former apprentice of Qui-Gon who was a villain, who was a recurring villain they kept running into. Oh my gosh, this stuff was crazy.
Is this canon or not?
No, I mean, definitely not now, but I'm saying even before Disney, it was still expanded universe. Okay. But it was supposed to be like, these are things you can keep in mind while watching the prequels, because this was oh my God, the Day of Reckoning, that was a big Xanatos one. The series was good, and it started with showing how Obi-Wan became Qui-Gon's apprentice. And like, he didn't want him as his apprentice because he had the baggage with Xanatos, who went to the dark side and everything. And then he ended up taking him on as his apprentice. And then they learn each other. Obi-Wan leaves the Order. They go to this planet with like these young people fighting the older generation. Yeah. And he leaves the Order in that book. And then the second book, there's a whole thing that goes down, and he comes back. But like, he left the Order for like kind of like love and for, the rebellion. That's the chick with the lightsaber whip. Man, this stuff, it just went crazy. It really did. Like, it was really good. In my opinion, anyway. I was a kid. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't hold up now.
Got to read them again, I guess.
Then there was another series that was going on. That might have been called Jedi Quest, where it jumped forward to after Attack of the Clones, but before Attack of the Clones, in between the two, where it was Obi-Wan and Anakin as his apprentice. So there's books with Anakin being an apprentice. Wow. Like
a part of the same series?
Yes, but it was like two different time frames. And then they did these crossover books where something would happen in the beginning that the storyline starts with something that happens with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and then like the story ends, like they complete the mission or whatever. But then those characters from that mission show back up once Obi-Wan is mentoring Anakin, and then they have to deal with like the fallout of that stuff. It was like a crossover. This stuff was so cool. As a kid who wanted more Star Wars, waiting for more movies to come out, it was the coolest thing in the world. Reading those books, and Mama finally dropped something in the chat. What she said? She said reading those books was so long ago. I barely remember anything. Definitely need to read them again. They were fun. And so what happened is, me and my mom would go to the library. She would get a book. I would get a book. We would 2 copies of the same book. We would sit there and read in the same room together, sitting there reading the book. And then we would finish a chapter, and then wait for the other one to finish a chapter, and then talk about what's going on, all that stuff. Eight-Eyed Galilee was in there, because that was Qui-Gon's girl right there.
Which one?
Eight-Eyed Galilee. And then she got killed, and then Qui-Gon went crazy, went angry, and ran off, rebelled against the council to try to get revenge. It was a whole thing. Like, it was legit. These books were legit, man. So that's something that a lot of people probably never even heard of.
Jedi Apprentice.
But Jedi Apprentice.
Yeah, some of these covers look familiar. I definitely did not read all of these. I think I read the first one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this cover.
Dark Rival. That was Xanatos right there. Yep.
Yeah, I remember because this was what, the second book 2? That's probably why I remember it. Because I remember, I think I read the first one, at least I would start reading these books and I never would finish. If I did, y'all always be like, wow, come on, try to give me the herp and finish. And I never did.
But yeah, Jedi Apprentice.
I remember this cover very vividly.
Young adult books. for the kids. It was a lot of fun. So I was deep into the prequels, and there was stuff that like contradicted that ended up happening in the movies. Like it didn't make any sense, but it was a lot of fun.
Mama said I literally remember us going to the library together and get the same book and sitting on the bed reading. Then I thought Denzel did too.
You read some of them. You did, but
I really didn't.
It was me and Mama that was locked in.
I remember, like I said, I remember the first two for sure. Yeah. But then after that, like you mentioned something else that happened. I remember you probably told me about.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember,
that was a weird book.
What, this one?
Yeah, that wasn't Jedi Apprentice. That was Junior Jedi Knights. Another good book. A lot of people probably know more about those. This takes place after the original trilogy.
This is just with their kids and
this
stuff?
Is with Jason and Jaina and all them.
I remember this stuff a lot too.
Yeah, but the Golden Globe was...
What's the one when they were making the lightsaber and then somebody's arm got
Tentacog, it did. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was in the... that wasn't Junior Jedi Knights. That was Young...
They made so many
Young Jedi Knights.
So it's like little. This one.
What's that?
But
Yes.
And then they ended up getting together when he got older or something like that, right?
Wait, that wasn't Young Jedi Knights because Jedi Knight that's a trilogy.
Because you had it
was Young Jedi Knights. Yeah.
It was this one.
Yeah, Young Jedi Knights. That was the one.
Okay, because I remember who is it? Is it Ben?
No, you had Jason Solo. So it was Jason and Tentacog.
And then he had a sister though,
Jaina.
Okay, and then they were like doing something, and her arm got
because that was
chopped off.
In this book. They were making their lightsabers, right? And she went into the volcano to get her crystal, and she was making it with the teeth of a rancor because she was trying to, because she was all her Dathomiri side and was kind of pushing back her Hapi side or whatever, or and everything. So anyway, she was better than the lightsaber, but she rushed it because it wasn't fitting right, and it was her fault really, but her lightsaber basically blinked out while they were sparring, and it took her arm off. But that was when they got their
himself though, didn't he?
Of course he did, because he was the one fighting her, and his lightsaber cut her arm off. But she understood it was her fault. She decided not to ever get a prosthetic and just learn how to operate. I remember that. Yeah, and she embraced her other side. She made a new lightsaber that combined both sides, and it was a Hapis crystal. I think it was a purple lightsaber. That was how I got associated with those characters, and then. Everything ended very badly for all those characters. Like,
oh no!
I mean, do you know how that stuff ended out? Okay, so as adults, well, first they had another brother, Anakin. Okay, the younger brother.
They just keep renaming people.
He was a beast. He died in a war against Yuuzhan Vong.
Okay.
He was a beast. And anybody who's reading these books and you about to get spoiled, just turn the video off. He died fighting Yuuzhan Vong, but he was a beast. Like he became one with the Force. Like his cells were crackling. Like he went off in his last. He saved a bunch of people doing it.
Dang.
And like changed the course of the war. But he got killed off. They finished the war and everything, and won the war. But then stuff kept happening after that. So he at some point got her pregnant. They weren't officially together though. Okay. So no one knew who her child was because she was queen of Hapis at this point.
Okay.
So no one knew, but she was going to have a child and everything. But then begins the story arc, Legacy of the Force, where Jason turns to the dark side.
Oh, well, damn.
And becomes Darth Sidious.
What the?
But he does it out of logic.
What the?
He begins to have visions, kind of like Anakin, I guess, but his visions are of the balance of the Force, and he sees these visions of the throne of balance. And the whole idea is he's trying to prevent the same thing. He follows the same track as Anakin, but he's like, the galaxy needs leadership, like a Palpatine-style leadership, but someone who can rule the galaxy and keep the Force in balance and keep this darkness from coming, because he sees that he foresees his Sith Lord coming, but he decides the best way to do that is become a Sith Lord. But he thinks he's smarter than the average bear and can actually do this logically and not fall into emotion. He's by this point learning an ability called flow walking, where you can go back into the past and view the past. And so he views Anakin's turn to the dark side when he like marks on the temple and everything to try to learn like what were your mistakes, and I'm not gonna make those mistakes. He makes all the same mistakes anyway. Okay. But he's trying not to be Darth Vader. He's trying to be Palpatine. He's trying to rule the galaxy. I see. And everything. And he actually gets that role, but like it's the whole thing. But he turns to the dark side and everything. So there's this whole. It ends terribly.
Dang.
But Lucas is a beast the entire time. But anyway, I won't go full into that. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed a lot of the expanded universe stuff. So obviously, I'm one of those people who was not a fan of everything Disney did.
So I guess that's a good segue.
Yes, I can stop 15 minutes. All right, folks. There is this thing I always hear on the internet, which is that one day the sequels will be beloved by the prequels. They will enjoy a renaissance like the prequels did, because the prequels were hated when they first came out, right?
Okay.
And then suddenly everyone loved the prequels. And they're saying, well, one day that's going to happen to the sequels. People hate the sequels now, but the next time there's a new Star Wars project that comes out, then people will start loving and saying, go back, have a revisionist history, and say the sequels were good. That is never going to happen. All of you say that are wrong, because you don't know what you're talking about, because you weren't there for why everything about the prequels. You have been misinformed as to this prequels renaissance. The prequels renaissance doesn't exist because there was no renaissance. We always loved the prequels. Here's what you got to understand about the internet and the differences here. Okay, let me put it this: the prequels didn't suddenly become beloved because of the sequels. Some of you who weren't there for the prequels think that people only started saying the prequels were good because they hated the sequels. We were saying the prequels were good way before that.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. But you got to understand. Let's put the 1999. Yeah. I'm a kid. The prequels are my movie. Yes, the older generation hated the prequels. They didn't like Anakin's portrayal. They didn't like the way they were doing the jet. Like, it just seemed like too many things were changed, blah, blah, all that stuff. And they have valid criticisms of the prequels. That's fine. But us kids loved it the same way the kids who grew up on the original trilogy Star Wars loved it.
Yep.
All right? So I know more about the prequels than I ever did about the original trilogy. Now I have like equal knowledge, but as a kid. So 1999, the prequels start and they end in 2005, if I'm correct. That's when Revenge of the Sith happens. What's different about the sequels and the prequels is that my access to the internet was limited. The internet was different. There were forums, but social media where everything's connected isn't the same anymore. If you were a sports fanatic, you were on a forum about sports. If you were a nerd into Star Wars, you were in a forum about that. And they had websites and fan sites about that stuff. Like when we watched Smallville, there was a site called Krypton site. I don't know if it exists anymore. That's where you would go for your spoilers. Nowadays, if I want to see spoilers for something, I can just keep scrolling on Instagram and TikTok. It's all in my feed next to the House of Highlights stuff, next to the Stranger Things stuff, next to the Batman stuff. It's all everything integrated.
It's all mixed up.
The internet was much more divided back then. I think it was better back then because everyone could be in their own lane. So a lot easier to gatekeep back then. But so the kids who enjoyed the prequels weren't really on the internet heavily. Some of them were, but even if we were on forums showing our love, but it wasn't widespread. The people who would have had the access to the internet, it would be on the news or would be in the magazines, because magazines were still a thing back then, would be on whatever websites about nerd stuff, would be the older crowd, because they're the adults on the internet, and they would be trashing the prequels. Yeah. So the belief would be that, the prequels are universally hated. The older crowd, sure, but the younger crowd who didn't have a voice yet, we loved it. So as we get older and the internet becomes less divided and the walls come down, we begin to become vocal, as we've always been, about the prequels. So this renaissance isn't really a renaissance. It's just we have a voice now. Okay. And our voice starts rising against the voice of the original trilogy purists. Yeah. Okay, here's the other factor. George Lucas didn't stop creating prequel era content. The Clone Wars movie came out that introduced Ahsoka. You had even before that, the Clone Wars miniseries, the anime series before episode 3 came out around the same time. And then you had the Clone Wars TV show on Cartoon Network that came after that movie. So prequel content kept coming. All right. So there were people who were never exposed to the prequels, but found out prequels to the Clone Wars. There are people like me who was exposed to the prequels who just got more content. And again, we're getting older now. We're teenagers and like that. We're on the internet more. We're talking about this stuff. And there are people who watched the prequels, didn't like it, but did like Anakin's portrayal in the Clone Wars TV show. Some people say that's still the best one. Yeah, and it fleshes out the prequels. It makes people feel better about the prequels or like them a little bit better or revisit them and look at them in a different light. Right. So you could call that the Renaissance if you want to, because people look at them a little bit differently. Yeah. But this is still way before Disney buys Star Wars and we get the sequels. So the love for the prequels is out there for everyone to see now. Right. Then the sequels get announced. The sequels come out. The hype is real. J.J. Abrams is trying to say that Star Wars is back. We're going back to the original trilogy stuff. And the sequels come out. And we're not going to go into all the history of each movie by movie, play by play. But overall, it's like a lot of people we hate it. So the original trilogy people hate it. prequel trilogy people hate it.
Yeah.
We kind of pre-hated it, like because we felt the condescend the y'all being condescending on the prequels with these sequels. So I was like, we're gonna go pre-hate it. But here's the thing:
I had hope for J.J. Abrams, but
the sequels, though, here's the thing: the sequels are not universally hated. They made a lot of money. I mean, Last Jedi, like, it's the highest performing. I don't know about inflation, but like movie of all Star Wars. Like, so they're not universally. There are people that love it. But here's the thing: y'all don't need a renaissance because everybody that loves the sequels is on the internet. Younger kids who love sequels are on the internet. Like, it's a lot different now. You got the young kids on the internet, the adult. There are fan bases. There are whole pages dedicated. I be seeing sizzle reels. Oh, Star Wars sizzle reel, and I see Kylo Ren and Rey. I'm like, ugh. But y'all are out there. Y'all love it. That's fine. I don't agree with you. You're wrong, but it is fine.
That's a skit right there.
You know, like, I watch someone do this dope edit, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And it's like they got this dope music, and they're tying everything together. Then I see some Star Force Awakens. I'm like, you ruined the whole thing, man. But it's like, this is really good editing. I'm gonna keep watching it. But it's like, you know, but like, y'all exist. So there are people that love it. Y'all exist. So there is no need for a renaissance because y'all don't need to have time to grow up to make your voice heard. Your voice is heard. There are 12-year-olds on Tumblr with Kylo Ren fan pages. Like, you exist. Like, it's there. There is no need for that because it's already happened. So there is,
essentially, because you're saying like people making it sound like people who hated it now like it.
No,
that
never happened. That never happened, and that's not going to happen. I mean, yes, a few people maybe, but like,
I don't think so.
No, so the sequels are as beloved as they're ever going to be. There are people who love it, and there are people who hate it, and it's what we see now is just what it's going to be.
Yeah,
you know, I mean. Can something happen like there are cult classics of movies that did bombed in theaters? People go back and say, "Oh, this was a classic." Like, was it Citizen Kane was like that? Like,
Citizen Kane was like that. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that
can happen in any movie. I don't see that happen to the Star Wars sequels. Because at least 2 out of 3 of them are poorly made. But
yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, especially not Rise of Skywalker. My God, like that was just a mess of a movie. But regardless. So yeah, I don't see that happening. Like the parameters I say, it's not apples for apples. What happened to the prequels is very unique because of technology and because content kept coming out.
Yeah.
Sequels, there's no new connectedness in the world unless we start communicating by brainwaves. Why, now I know you like the sequels and you were hiding out or something, but there's no need to hide out because there are people that love it. You have a community, you exist, and I don't see Disney also releasing a whole lot more content in that era, the Resistance era. There was a cartoon that was running at the same time. I think Dave Filoni was doing or whatever, but that happened at the same time. So I think that era is done, and they're going to try to do some new things, and it is what it is. So no, I don't see there ever being a renaissance of the sequels. What did Daddy said? I actually enjoyed them all. That must be a nice feeling to be able to do that. To just be able to simply just enjoy it all. I wish I was less cynical. And I could just
it also
enjoy
depends
it
on how much you're into the lore and background.
That's a very good point.
When you can casually watch something versus like I have to be super into it. I find that adds to it too.
And to prove that point with Star Wars, I did not hate Last Jedi when I first watched it.
Really?
Here's the thing. When I watch movies in theaters, it has to be really bad for me to not enjoy it. I enjoy being in theater so much that sometimes things that I don't like, I'll forget because I'm just enjoying. I'm a theater. I love the environment. Yeah. People being around, having fun and stuff like that. So there were moments in Last Jedi that were bothering me, but I kind of forgot about it after I walked out of the theater.
Okay.
And once I watched it back later on Disney Plus, that I realized, the stuff that was bothering me was bad filmmaking. Like, I had to do a whole breakdown. Everyone's done it to death. You don't need my breakdown of why The Last Jedi is a bad movie. But it was some stuff that I was like, wow, I forgot that this is a bad movie. But another reason I didn't hate Last Jedi was because I was not a huge original trilogy fan. I didn't have a hatred of it or anything, but I just wasn't a huge fan. Okay. So I didn't realize that Luke was mischaracterized.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I didn't catch that. Okay. I heard people saying it, but I was like, are you sure? All Luke did was what Yoda did, felt bad and exiled himself. But people were really bent on him that moment where he was about to kill Ben, Kylo. And it was like, Luke would never do that. And Luke would never stay out of the battle and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. I think Skywalkers are emotional. They tend to overreact. I said, I think he would. But then one day, I think leading up to was it leading up to Rise of Skywalker coming out or something? I went back and just did a marathon viewing of all the movies.
Yeah.
And so that reacquainted me with the character Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy cast. And so then I go into Force Awakens and I watch Last Jedi again, and I catch all the filmmaking stuff that bothered me in the theater that I forgot about. And then I see Luke's characterization. I'm like, oh, y'all did do Luke dirty.
Yeah, that's funny.
And the thing that bothered me the most, people hate the whole Kylo Ren moment. I get it. But what's worse than that is the fact that he sat the war out. That is a betrayal of Luke's character. Luke being who he was in those first 2 movies, he would never, his friends fighting and him not fighting. Even if everything went down the same way, he felt bad about trying to kill Kylo Ren, he would feel bad about that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe he would never do it, but he would still not stay out of the fight. His friends would not be out there fighting and him not be in the fight. He would be out there fighting. He would not let what his mistake keep him from just being completely off the board. That's not him. Yeah. And I realized that after watching the original trilogy back, and I was like, oh, y'all really did not understand Luke's character. Yeah. And so that combined with the weird filmmaking stuff. What bothers me the most about The Last Jedi, just really simply, is the whole plot of that slow speed chase in space. Like the whole plot is they're chasing, the Resistance is running from the...
And the last one?
No, Last Jedi. The Resistance is running from the Empire, whatever you call it, First Order. And it's just a slow speed chase. And it's shooting at them. And I'm like, this is the plot.
I watch the movie again, I guess.
This is the plot. Like, the whole movie, y'all just on this ship running. And then they made me question how hyperspace works. Because you have Finn and Rose, like, shooting off another planet, coming back. But y'all can't, everybody can't do this because we don't got enough ships. I get that. Yeah. But it was just like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, hyperspace works this way? Like, and I get it. Like, it logically is kind of sound, but it's like, y'all are making me question things about the integrity of the Star Wars universe that George Lucas did a good job of not focusing on the technology too much. Yeah, it was about the story. But now you're making me question stuff about technology that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, that's kind of...
And then Poe does all this stuff, and then it's like, oh, no, you were wrong because she wasn't telling y'all what she was really doing, and she's not a traitor, and she has this whole conversation with Leia at the end. I'm like, and they spend so much time on this conversation with her and Leia, and I'm like, I'm sorry, is something I missed here? Are you a character from a previous movie that I forgot about? Are you an actress that has some connection to Carrie Fisher, and that's why I spend so much? I don't get this conversation. This doesn't make any sense to me. The whole thing's making sense. And then Finn's about to sacrifice his life. I didn't want Finn to die at the end, but he was about to sacrifice his life at the last effort. Yeah. And then she comes in and destroys this thing, and it's like, I saved your life, dumb. And I'm like, why is all these things happening? Like, nothing matters. Like, we keep doing stuff, and then, no, we're not going to do that. And we did this, and that doesn't matter. And we just wasted our time. Y'all went and found this dude, and it was a waste of time. And it's like, we're spinning wheels, and nothing happens in this movie. We go from point A to point B, and nothing has happened.
That movie is so unmemorable. I always kind of joke to kind of troll, say that's my I like that one the most out of that trilogy. But just because it's like, I always say, like, I feel like that's the one that Ryan Johnson did, right? But I feel like Ryan Johnson came in just to poop on the whole Star Wars lore.
I don't even mind that whole kill the past, destroy it if you have to. Here's the thing, I know everybody was going on about Snoke. I didn't mind that Kylo killed Snoke off because I was like, okay, that's the kind of different that I'm okay with. Like, let's play with expectations. But the whole plot of the movie was just we didn't do anything.
Was a lot of like sitting around, like that whole being on the ship, like, doing stuff like that was all very weird. Even the whole like who you rooting for, because even the whole like mutiny taking over the ship, like when you look at the originals, like the original trilogy, it's like usually you knew who you were rooting for. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Like, so it's kind of thing was like, oh, is this right? Is this wrong? You know, that was so vague. So like, which is, I guess if you want to have a nice thought process.
No, because
for Star Wars, I don't feel like that.
Because they didn't give you enough information to know. Like, it seemed like Poe had a good point. Like, oh, this chick might be a spy for the, and it's like, well, no, I just had a secret plan, and you just need to sit down, Poe. And it's like,
it was
what was the point of this?
Because like we're just gonna sit. I don't know what they were trying to do.
What was the point of it? I don't understand.
Like, understanding kind of how Ryan Johnson makes movies, he probably just shouldn't have done a Star Wars movie. Definitely, because I feel like the way he likes. I don't know. But anyways, the one thing that was cool about that, I thought was cool, because I just love dope moments and like feats of power. Yeah, but it's probably as unnecessary. But when Luke basically projected himself,
I like that, because as someone who read the expanded universe, I understood how diesel of power that was. And so I was like, I know people wanted to see him fight, but I was like, for anybody who understands the Force, that's a really dope use of the Force. Like, that's planets away. Like, who knows the light years between those planets? For him to be able to do that, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. But After that, I read the fate of the legacy of the 4 series, the one where Jason went to the dark side, and Luke does that in that series.
Perfectly fine.
And he's perfectly fine, and it's even doper what he does.
Oh wow!
Let me explain to you what he did. It was the last book. Jaina trained. That series is so dope. Jaina goes and trains with Boba Fett because Mandalorians are Jedi killers. Okay. She's like, I need to think like a Jedi hunter. So I'm going to go train with Boba Fett on his planet. Okay. On how to, and Boba has a grudge against Jason because Jason killed her daughter in interrogation. Okay. Once Jason starts turning dark, stuff like that. So he already has a grudge. So he's like, so Boba Fett's getting a sick joy out of it. Plus he's always had this grudge with Han Solo. So he's like, I get it. He said, all right, so instead of me getting to kill Jason, I get you to train the sister to kill Jason. That's going to hurt Han Solo. Plus, I get revenge on Jason for killing my daughter. He's like, it's perfect. So he trains Jaina. She comes back doper, but she's still not quite good enough to fight Jason. Luke is so powerful. He's been meditating at this point in the series. He's like, I can't fight Jason. It's like, well, why not? Oh no, I will beat him. But I would turn to the dark side. I looked in the future.
Oh shoot.
And if I did, I would turn to the dark side. And the vision that Jason had of like the balance of force, he's like, there's this throne, and it's like, who's sitting on the throne? Is it a Sith? Is it a Jedi? He sees a vision of his own daughter, Jason's daughter, sitting on the throne, but she's like the Jedi queen. Like it's this whole thing. Like he's trying to get to that future. Luke is like, I see myself on the throne as a Sith. Like, y'all don't want me as I would destroy this galaxy. He's like, no. He's like, I got to sit this fight out. I cannot fight Jason. He said, I seen the future. If I am the one that kills Jason, and I will, because I'm stronger than Jason, I turn to the dark side, and that's worse than Jason being on the dark side. Dang, he's like, that's dope. A Skywalker does not need to turn dark side again. I am way too strong for this. I can't do this. So he stays on the ship and sends Jaina to do it. Okay. So and this isn't the final fight. But Jaina confronts Jason. But Luke does the projection jank, and Jason thinks he's fighting Luke. Wow. But not only does he project, but he like boosts her power level to make her better than what she is. What in the world? So she manages to get his arm off. And I forget how the fight ends. Like maybe it runs out or whatever. I think Jaina like runs out of energy. Like she can't even though it's part of Luke's power, she can't keep it up or whatever. And so Jason escapes, stuff like that, and then they fight again later. But like Luke was like, I can't physically do it, but I'm gonna make him think he's fighting me and power you up, Jaina. Yeah. And they got pretty close to getting him. Dang. Oh my gosh! Like that's when I read that, I was like, okay, yeah, Luke from the Disney is like it's trash. It's trash. Like Luke gets older, but he gets progressively stronger. So they definitely it's ridiculous.
Him, which is wild because Yoda was super strong. Yeah, like, you get strong. So I don't know what they were what their plan was with that Luke.
I mean, again, if you don't know Star Wars, you would just think that the whole projection thing is a good way for him to die. Like it's a great defeat of power. Again, me not knowing, I watched it. Like, okay, that was cool with me. Yeah. I thought it was poetic, but. And then I was like, nah, you're way weaker. This Luke could control black holes. This Luke, Jason invented the ability to hide yourself in the Force. He taught it to Luke's son, and then Luke taught it to himself because Jason had kidnapped or had his son locked up. So he was in his his X-Wing or whatever. They shot it in the war, so they thought Luke was dead, but Luke just hit himself in the Force, snuck onto the ship, and just snuck up behind Jason. It went to work. God, he almost got. They were about to. Him and Ben Tina were about to kill Jason, and I think Ben was about to do it, and then Luke was like, "Nah, because you might turn dark side." Like that's always the thing. It's always like it's not. That's always the plot armor.
Not because he won't. Not because he don't want.
Of why they don't kill villains. It's like we might turn dark side if we do this. We need to back up.
Be careful.
Yeah, like we can't. It's too much. Like. Let him go.
Dangerous.
Like he would have had him then.
Dang,
like crazy. Luke is dumb strong. That he does so ridiculous stuff continuously, and it gets worse. Like he just gets stronger.
If they start like green lighting these fan film, we need to do a fan one.
Oh yeah,
and do that story.
Luke is ridiculous. He moves black holes. He can like every power that anyone else has. He has as well. Like he'll teach it to himself. The dude's a beast. Like he's unstoppable.
Yeah,
like
so
ridiculous.
They did Luke dirty in the movies then.
Like the final fight, like of one of the last series in that they fight. remember episode of Clone Wars when they went to Anakin went to that planet where the father, the son, and the daughter were, and they were like the archetypes of the Force, and the father was there to keep balance. And
I didn't really watch much of Clone Wars.
Oh my god, it was a weird series of episodes where they went to Mortis, and it was like this alternate universe, not alternate universe, like you could never find a planet again, but they landed there, and the father was trying to keep Anakin to stay there to take his place. Because it's like the son represent the dark side and the daughter represent the light side, and they were always fighting each other.
Okay,
and so, but he was like, keep balance. He was like, Anakin, you're you're supposed to keep the balance. So it was like this whole alternate take on the chosen one, where it's like, it's not about destroying Jedi or the Sith or whatever, anything like that. It's about him being on this planet to replace the father and like ascending to this extreme power to keep them in check.
Okay,
everything is scrapped up. They killed the son and the daughter, I think.
Good Lord.
No, the father died. Who all died? A bunch of people die, and the whole thing gets messed up, and then they get transported back to their ship, and they lose their memory of the whole event. So no one knows what happened, and it's almost like, was it even real? But like when he was, it was weird. But when Anakin went there, the father showed him the future, and he actually saw it. He became Darth Vader. So Anakin turns to the dark side while on the planet. Like he gets his eyes changed and everything.
He turns to the dark side.
Yeah, but like again, it's one of those. At a necessity thing. Yeah, he doesn't remember later on the ship, but like a necessity thing because he's like, okay, I need to prevent that future because he sees the future. He's screaming like, no, like, I don't want to become that. Like he doesn't. Like, he sees everything that happened. He sees the image of Darth Vader and everything. So it's like, okay, I need to like prevent that from happening. And Anakin ascends like a new level of power where he like uses the Force to like control the son and the daughter, and it proves the father's point, like you're the one who's supposed to take my place. So he ascends to like godhood on that planet. Dang. And it's like you get to see full potential Anakin that we never get to see because he gets jacked up by Obi-Wan and turned Darth Vader and loses up all his midichlorians. But it's like you get to see him at full potential for like half a second. But like I forget, a bunch of people die on the planet and then they get transported back to the ship and then no one remembers what happened. But the expanded universe, when that came out, we're like, okay, let's bring that into the expanded universe. And they decided that there was another character called the Mother who was there. And she's on that level of strength. Okay. And they call them the Ones. So someone of that level of strength is now trying to take over the galaxy. And so the Jedi Order now has to fight her. Good Lord. And like Luke has to go like into the Force and like fight her like in the spirit realm basically. And like
that's funny.
He teams up with this ancient Sith Lord who existed from like back Tusken Raider era, Obi-Wan, like who's lived all these years, and teams up with this dude. And like they fight her together, but they got no lightsaber, nothing. It's just them inside the Force, and they just like using hands basically fighting her. And simultaneously, she's being fought outside in the real world by like a bunch of other Jedi masters, and it's like everybody's hitting her from all angles. Like that's how powerful she is. But like Luke just continuously like he's just a beast. Like Luke's ridiculous. Luke Skywalker is the strongest, greatest Jedi of all time. He ascends past Yoda, past Obi-Wan, past Anakin, everything.
Dang, I need to put some more respect on Luke's name.
Luke, yeah, expanding universe. Luke is broken.
Wow,
beyond he can do anything. Like he's broken.
See, that's what I want to see more of. Yeah. So if we can get more of these Star Wars AI creators, or people want to do,
if someone can create those arcs, stuff. Like that's
pretty dope actually.
Yeah.
All right, you want to hit anything else?
No, we're out of time.
We'll close it out.
We'll close it out.
All right, what time is it anyway?
It's like
wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we have some other things we didn't hit, so I guess we can hit those next week. But as always, thank you guys for being here. Yeah. We'll be here again next week, same time, same place. Well, not same place possibly, but generally around 6 is when we try to do this. But yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, share us with anyone you think might be interested in it. And until next time, we'll see you later.
See you later, but you aren't ready to. Oh, we do have it. Okay.
Yeah, we got it right here.
See you guys.
Here we go.